chapter 3, verse 9. Say con.
Proverbs 3 and 9.
Honor the Lord with thy sustenance.
Right?
And with thy first fruits.
Honor the Lord with thy substance. Substance. Con? Honor the Lord with your substance. Substance could be what? Another name for resources. Con? Right. Your substance, your riches. All right? What do you have? Even though it's converted into green money now, what do you do with that green money? That money buys you your resources. It buys you your food, your clothing, your gold. You want to rock, right? It pays for the resources of the earth. Where do clothes come from? It comes from the cotton, the silk, the rayon, the wool. That's all from the resources on the earth. Okay? So basically the resources is what you really thank the Most High for. Esau have converted it into money or silver certificates, but you know we had silver and gold coins in the ancient time that we traded also. Okay? Right, come on.
Honor the Lord with thy substance.
Honor the Lord with your substance. Come on.
And with the first fruits of all thine increase.
And the first fruits of all your increase. So before you can eat an ear of corn, you had to go before the priest and they had to burn that offering, and you had to thank the Most High for that beginning of that crop season. For that first 7 weeks when you got your first ripe your first ripe crops. Go ahead. Right, go ahead.
So shall thy barns be filled with plenty.
What does it mean when it says, so your barn shall be filled with plenty? I give you a hint. This is talking about another feast day, but not the first fruits. When are your barns filled with plenty? Young Cub? Tabernacles, which is also known as what? Ingathering. Feast of ingathering. Kind? Give me the scripture. Don't look at the concordance either. We just read it. The Leviticus 20. Exodus 23. Exodus 23 and start at 14. Okay? Honor the Lord with your first fruits, so that your increase can be blessed. Your increase is the Feast of Tabernacles, your ingathering. Because what? If we honored the Most High at the first fruits, at the end of the crop season or Feast of Tabernacles, you would be blessed to gather your fruits in for the winter season where the crops wasn't growing. Okay? So the beginning of the harvest season was the first fruits, and the end of the harvest season was the Feast of Tabernacles, also known as the Feast of Ingathering. Okay? Right, read that, King.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 20. And everybody has to say con? Exodus chapter 23, verse 20. Salaki. Behold, I send an angel before thee.
16, my bad.
23 and 16?
Yeah, con.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 16. Salaki. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors.
You sure it's not 14? Read 23 and 14 again.
Verse 14. 3 times
thou
that's
shalt
what I want.
Keep
Yeah,
you was reading something else before.
Right,
go ahead, read that.
3 times thou shalt keep a feast.
I know the brother said, y'all read this earlier, but this links with Proverbs 3, 9, and 10. Okay? Right, read that, King.
3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread.
What's the feast of unleavened bread? By a show of hands. Zebulon? Passover, con. Go ahead.
Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed in the month Abib, for in it thou camest out of the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
And none shall appear before me empty.
Come on.
And the feast of harvest.
What is the feast of harvest? By a show of hands. Simeon? First fruits. It's going to tell you, right? Go ahead.
And the feast of harvest.
The feast of harvest. Come on.
The first fruit.
The what?
The first fruit.
Why is it the feast of harvest? Because it is the feast of the beginning of your harvest. Okay? Right, come on.
The first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field.
The first fruits of your labors, which you sown in the field. So after the Passover, during the barley season, which the Passover was the beginning of the barley season, you planted your crops. Right, somebody at the door? Right, con. So you planted your crops. Then 7 weeks after the Passover, you counted 7 Sabbaths after the Passover. Then you got your feast, your first ripened fruits, or your feast of first fruits, con. And you went and you gave an offering. The priest gave an offering for the body of Israel before the Most High, and then you was blessed throughout your crop season. Right, con? Right. So no, you good. Where you going? Right, go ahead.
The feast of harvest, the first fruits
Come here,
of all
Shah.
thy labors.
What the Lord say?
The first fruits of all thy labors.
The Lord said, the feast of harvest, the first fruits of all thy labors, go ahead,
which thou hast sown in the field.
that you sown in the field. Go ahead.
And the feast of ingathering.
And the what?
The feast of ingathering.
So what's the name for the feast of ingathering again? Don't yell out. By show of hands. All right, Young Cub gave it away, right? He got it. No, hold on, Simeon, that don't count because he yelled it out, right? Right. Right. He stole it from you, right? Right.
Let me sit right there with the other command.
God, yeah, well, let him get settled though. Let him get situated, right? Go ahead.
Right? And the feast of ingathering. Shalom.
You got to put anything on?
Come.
Okay, good. When he gets situated, right? Go ahead.
The feast of ingathering.
Come on.
Which is in the end of the year.
Use the bathroom, Mark.
No, so
Oh, well, use the bathroom anyway, brother. The Maccabees were sitting there. All right, go ahead.
When thou hast gathered in thy labors.
And also so you can make sure it's straight. Right, go ahead.
When thou hast labored, thou hast gathered in thy labors.
Salakia, right? No folly. Right? Make sure that's straight, brother. Read.
When thou hast gathered in thy labors.
When you have gathered in your labors, come on.
3 times in a year, all thy males shall
So
appear.
when it said, what verse was that? Gathered in thy labors? 16. Write down Proverbs 3, 9, and 10 with Exodus 23, 16. Because what? When you sow your crops at the first fruits, you gather or you what? You reap at the end of the crop year on the Feast of Tabernacles or in gathering. Okay? So the Lord said, honor him with your first fruits so that your barns will be filled at tabernacles. Okay? So that you would be blessed about the whole crop season. You can sit up them fall and winter months and eat lovely. Okay? Because your barns is filled. Your ingathering is filled because you honored the Lord at the first fruits. Okay? Right? Give me real quick. Give me Ecclesiastes. Better is the end of the thing than the beginning thereof. What is that, 7 and 8? That's Ecclesiastes, I think. That's Ecclesiastes 7 and 8?
yeah, it might be
Or something like that, or 8 and 7? That is the end of a thing?
7 and 8.
Yeah, 7 and 8, right? Yeah, Khan, go to Ecclesiastes 7 and 8 real quick. Read that, King.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 8. When everybody has it, say Khan. Better is the end of a thing.
Better is the end of a thing, go ahead,
than the beginning thereof.
So a lot of times what? The blessings come in the end of something, okay? What's going to be the blessing when we endure to the end? Matthew 24:13. He that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. So we are in our spiritual first fruits now, okay? We are in our spiritual first fruits because what? We're teaching the gospel and bringing the people in. All right, Khan, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, come on. You will switch with us. You want to take the front? Because I want you to keep reading. All right. Yeah, so when, like Sabal is coming up now. Sabal would be like my first fruits or me and Brother Beloya's first fruits because he's like one of the brothers that been in the camp the longest besides Tarah, right? He's like one of the brothers that was in the beginning stages of H.O.I. that me and Beloya taught through the Spirit of Most High Yahweh shall not take credit ourselves, but we brought him in. He would be our first fruits, okay? Right, so we are in our first fruits now, and what's going to be our end gathering? When Yahweh shall come and give us the kingdom. See, there's spiritual layers to the feast days too, okay? Right, so better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So you give those first fruits in the first 7 days, first 7 weeks of the crop season so that the Most High can bless your barns at the end of the crop season. Okay? You work, then you get paid. Okay? It's just that simple. All right? So we labor, we bring forth our first fruits now so that when Yahweh shall come, we will have our ingathering. We'll have the kingdom. All the fruit, the 144,000, the 1/3, everybody that's being taught the gospel. You know what I'm saying? All this work brothers putting in, the people learning the gospel out there, never seen you, but they being taught. Clubhouse. 24-hour a day rooms. Good. That's the first fruits. That's the first fruits from Clubhouse. Good. Right? Goddamn Clubhouse though. You got to have a talk about that Clubhouse though. Right? Everything you do it in righteousness, and you don't abuse it. It's too much of anything is not good. Okay? 24-hour day edification is good, but getting too caught up in anything is not good. God, there's a balance. Okay? Quote me, inshallah. But all praises, the brother. What's your name, brother? Shamar. Brother Shamar came from the clubhouse. Hallelujah. All right. So that's like brother's first fruits from the clubhouse, you know. So you brought the brother. Hopefully the people, you know, as they come in, they build up, they get stronger. Now they can go out and teach and be on the front line. Okay? So that's your first fruit. So like, perfect example, Sabala came up as we talking about it. He's like our first fruits because he's one of the first brothers that came into the old H.O.I. under me and Bun Lawyer's leadership. And we taught the brother downtown Brooklyn. Brother eventually came into camp, and now he's still here. What
almost 17 years later.
Good! Right? I told Sabal he wouldn't last 6 months. I was messing with him though, but we said, man, we know how many brothers we see come and go. You ain't gonna make it 6 months, but I wanted him to prove me wrong. By Shimmer my Shiak.
You ain't even say 6 months. It was like, because I stayed out till 5 in the morning on 45th.
Correct.
And I was like, listen, man, I'm here for the duration. You was like, yeah, you'll be here for a couple of weeks.
God, right? But you know, that's what you do, man. You know, this ain't about no man, you know. So you prove yourself in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right, all praise to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. So that would be an example of like spiritual first fruits, us teaching the gospel and bringing the fruit in. Okay? So even the feast days have the spiritual layers to them for you to understand. Okay? Right? Go ahead.
And also, H.O.I. Georgia, you never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. H.O.I. Georgia, they out there at the bugged out 5 Points Martyr Station. And they out there at Peachtree and Andrew Young. And now brothers are in Augusta. They was out there yesterday. But right before he unfortunately left this earth, H.O.I. Georgia was out there going for their first fruits. And next thing you know, DMX pulled up on them.
Kind. All praises. Warm your shower.
Warm your shower.
Right, so read on. Where we was at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8.
Good.
Better is the end of a thing than the beginning.
Good.
And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
Right. The Lord said the patient in spirit, you got to have patience. Serving the Most High, doing this work, loving your brother as yourself. You got to have patience. Okay? Brothers got to be patient with each other. Okay? We're going to go through things. We're going, you know, that old man might try to come back. That ego might try to come back. That pride, that negativity, that you know, Satan want to make you look at a brother like you would have looked at him when you was in the world. But you got to have patience, okay? Because in the end, the Most High could work everything out, okay? And you can get back on board, do this work, and build His kingdom, okay? So patience is a major part of this thing. Read on.
Be not hasty in thy spirit.
Let's sit on that. Go back to Leviticus, Exodus 23. Finish that out. What verse you was in?
Exodus chapter 23 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
3 times in a year all thy males shall appear before the Lord God. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice.
So what is it 3 times in a year? All males are required by the Most High to appear before the Lord. Baruch.
Passover.
Khan.
Firstfruits.
Khan.
And tabernacle.
Right, Khan. The 3 main feasts: Tabernacles, Passover, and Feast of First Fruits. Khan. Those are the 3 times in a year all males are required to come before the Most High. The women and children can come too, but it's a requirement for the males. Khan. Because you are the first fruits of the Most High. The men are the first fruits of the nation. Khan. We on the front line. So it's layers to this thing. It's layers upon layers. Khan. So when you look at the feast days, a lot of times they will have a carnal or physical meaning to them, but they have spiritual layers to the feast also. Okay? Right, so read on. No, that's it on that. Go to Exodus 29 now. 29, 22, I believe it is. Exodus chapter 20. Did y'all read that one? Exodus 29, 22. Just giving a little bit more insight on the first fruits. Then we're going to go into some of those spiritual aspects of the first fruits. And whatever else the Spirit bring out and wind it down for the sake of time. Read that, King.
This is Exodus chapter 29, verse 22. And everybody has it, say Khan.
Con.
Also thou shalt take of a ram the fat and the rump.
Switch that around, 22:29. See what that's saying. Exodus 22:29.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 29. And it reads, Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits.
Hold on, when everybody have it, say Con. Exodus 22:29. Con. Read it again.
Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits.
Shall not what?
Shall not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits.
See that? It said, don't delay to offer the first of your ripe fruits. Don't delay. You got to come before the priest and thank the Most High for the beginning of the blessing of your crop year. Okay? Right, come on.
And of thy liquors.
And I what?
Of thy liquors.
And of thy liquors. Good.
Love that scripture.
Good, right? Right? The Most High said, bring that liquor before. That's how you know the Lord is a Jake. Because what? The liquors are made out of what? Grains, fruit, grapes, you know what I'm saying? Jake and Jill, they make I think they make hooch out of potatoes.
Right. They use potatoes or fruit.
Or pears.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They
fermented. Yeah.
fermented, yeah.
In the toilet.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes they put it in a jar and hide it up in their cell somewhere.
Yeah.
Next you know they in the yard getting nice or wherever getting nice. God, that moonshine, that jail moonshine. So the Most High said, give me my liquor, son. God, right? Read it again.
He don't want no Georgia. He want the absolute.
God, right? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits.
He said, offer the first of your ripe fruits. Go ahead.
And of thy liquors.
The Lord said, look, man, before you take a drink, I better get mine.
Damn right.
Okay? Before you even take a shot of that, son, give me mine. Right? Both sides of Jake, man. Right? Come on.
The firstborn of thy sons.
The firstborn of your sons, come on.
Shalt thou give unto me.
Right. Everything first belongs to the Most High. The first of your cattle, the first of your sons, the first of your crops, the first of everything. God? Read that, brother. I mean, God, Sabal.
Check this out, right? I remember years ago, maybe this might have been 30, 31 years ago. I remember being in church and the pastor used this same narrative to try to justify why Christians went to church on Sunday. Wow. Because he said, since Sunday is the first day of the week, that should be the day of worship rather than Shabbat.
Right. Well, pastor has no understanding.
True.
All right, pastor has no understanding. So somebody take over reading. Read that again. Exodus 22:29.
Comes the book of Exodus chapter 22 and verse 29. Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits and of thy liquors. The firstborn of thy sons shalt thou give unto me.
Go ahead.
Likewise shalt thou do with thine oxen and with thy sheep.
Right, so everything basically, the first of everything belongs to the Most High. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. Go to Nehemiah. All right, Nehemiah chapter 10. Let me see what I want to start with. Start at 34. Nehemiah 10:34. Now check this one out. This can link with Exodus 22. All right. Yeah. Let's get Nehemiah 10:34. Read that, King.
The book of Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 34. When everyone has to say Khan. Khan. And we cast the lots among the priests, the Levites, and the people for the wood offering to bring it into the house of our God.
35. Get right to the point.
And to bring the first fruits of our ground and the first fruits of all the fruit of all trees, year by year.
Year by year was required, every year. All right, the 7 weeks, 7 Sabbaths after the Passover, and then that extra day or that 50th day, which you get the Feast of Pentecost from, which in a Greek, Pentecost is 50 or 50th. All right, so that's another name for the Feast of Tabernacles. We're going to read that later in Acts. All right, come on.
Unto the house of the Lord.
Go ahead.
also the firstborn of our sons and of our cattle, as it is written in the law, and the firstlings of our herds and of our flocks, to bring to the house of our God unto the priests that minister in the house of our God.
Come on.
And that we should bring the first fruits of our dough.
Of our what?
Of our dough.
Right, see that? So the Most High want his liquor and he want his dough. Right? Right, come on.
And our offerings.
And what they call money? Dough. So what? The money is the resources of the earth. Okay? The flour, the grain, right? The barley, that's the resources of the earth. That's the dough also. That's the money. When you go, you get your money, you got to go buy bread. Because everybody needs some bread, unless you just don't eat it. Sandwich, or with your food, whatever, bread. Right? You make your own bread, you get flour, whatever. But what? You got to bring the first of that dough to the Most High. Okay? Right, come on. What they say, it takes dough to make bread. All right, so the Most High said, give me mine. I want my liquor and my dough, son. Give me mine right now. Okay? Right, go ahead.
And our offerings, and the fruit of all manner of trees, of wine and of oil, unto the priests, to the chambers of the house of our God. And the tithes of our ground unto the Levites.
Right, you gave the tithes to the Levites because their job was mainly to work in the temple. So their salary came from the people. Okay? So you gave them a portion so they can have storage for them and their families. Okay? Go ahead.
That the same Levites might have the tithes in all the cities of our tillage.
See that the Levites in all the suburbs, they can have resources for them and their family. Come on.
And the priest, the son of Aaron, shall be with the Levites, when the Levites take tithes. And the Levites shall bring up the tithe of the tithes unto the house of our God.
Right, because the tithe of what they were supposed to give a tenth of what they received and bring it up for storage in the temple or whatever the case may be. Go ahead.
To the chambers and to the treasure house. For the children of Israel and the children of Levi shall bring the offering of the corn, of the new wine, and the oil.
But notice it said the treasure house because in the temple we had a treasury. Remember when you read in the Maccabees, I believe it's 2nd Maccabees, when we started going to war with the Greeks, one of the wicked Israelites had ran to the Greeks and snitched on how much money was in the temple. Remember that? When you read 2nd Maccabees, he went and snitched and told how much money was in the treasury in the temple. Okay? So the treasure house, sometimes they would store the victuals in there, or also they would sell off the fruit of the land and have coin, money stored up in the temple for whatever. Because we had coins back then also. We didn't have Esau's paper dollar. We had the gold and silver coins. Right? So they would sell a portion also and have a treasury in the temple. So what happened during the time of the Maccabees, that wicked Jason, I believe it is, he ran to the Greeks and snitched on how much was in the treasury. They said, we can, and once we take them down, we can get that too. Esau's the devil. He conquer you, he going to take your resources, your money, everything. Okay? Right, go ahead. Salakia. Finish out 37.
37?
Oh, what are you in? 39, my bad. Salakia.
The offering of the corn, of the new wine, and the oil unto the chambers, where are the vessels of the sanctuary, and the priests that minister, and the porters, and the singers, and we will not forsake the house of our God.
Right, Khan. All right, so Nehemiah 10 and 37 with Exodus 23 and 16. The Most High said, give me my liquor and give me my dough. Okay? Stop playing with me, son. Want mine's off the top. Okay? Give me my liquor and my dough. All right, go from there. Oh, Sabal want to make a point.
Giddy up.
From the giddy up.
From
Give me mine, son.
A couple of points. Firstly, the reason why we had to give these resources, why we had to give these things to the Levites, because you got to remember, the other 11 tribes each had their own portion of land. So, Judah, Benjamin, Simeon, everybody had their own land. The Levites didn't have their own land. So because the Levites didn't have their own land, you couldn't be stingy about giving what you needed to them because, like Zabak said, that was for them and their family so they could survive. And also, another point that Zabak made was that along with having the wheat and the barley and the dough and the other things of the earth, that those were the things of the earth that you could either use yourself or use to trade off. And they also had the coins and not Esau's paper dollar. That's a very similar principle in the business world today. The corn and the wheat, the barley, the oxen, the cattle, these things would be called assets now. And the coins, of course, would be the cash. And in Esau's business world, when they're trying to make business moves and they're trying to decide, do they have the money or do they have the resources whether or not to do it, whoever is their CEO, whoever is their CFO, or whoever is on their board of finances will tell them, you really can't do this right now because you're asset rich but you're cash poor. So back then, that would be like having a whole storehouse full of grains and 500 heads of cattle and 500 heads of oxen and having all these things agriculturally. But as far as having any actual coin, you really don't have much of that. So you can't do what you want to do because you don't have the coin. Having the coin back then or not having the coin back then would be like not having the cash now. And that's back to that principle of being you're asset rich but you're cash poor, or cash rich asset poor. And most of the time, if people are poor one way or the other, their financial advisors tell them not to do anything, or at least not to do anything big. And in the wake of all of this inflation, and they say we headed toward another recession like back in 08, that's one thing that people are hearing a lot of now. You're asset rich, but you're cash poor. And the way that you could become cash rich is to liquidate your assets. In other words, start selling off that stock.
Right. That's why the Bible tells you in Ecclesiastes 3, there's a time for everything. There's a time to gather stones. There's a time to cast away stones. Because you got to know the time when to do that. Absolutely. Because remember, they intent is to destroy the middle class. The Illuminati wants to destroy everybody, but everybody in a poverty state, and they the only ones that have money. You see what I'm saying? So they can afford for the stock market to go down, because all they're going to do is buy it back anyway, and they have that money to do that. But the other people can't. So they're purposely doing that to break the system down. If you understand really what's going on.
They said Rothschilds manipulate the stock market every morning.
Right.
And make millions upon millions of dollars before 9 a.m. They said really before the market even opened, they just manipulate.
Right.
They get up 5, 6 in the morning. They say money don't sleep. Money gets up early. The real money gets up early before the rest of the world. So about by 9 o'clock when everybody's starting their work day, they done made millions already. Manipulating the stock market and just playing with your money. Okay? Right?
Real quick, like the brother Sabat saying, the elder saying, is because when the stock falls, the ones that have the money can buy it at a cheap rate.
Right,
That's better for them.
Right.
They buy it at a cheap rate, and then they make their money off. So either way, they win.
Sell off.
And those are the ones that have the money to do that. And the Rothschilds, they money, you talking about, you won't catch up to their money. That's trillions. If you understand. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they said when the Rockefellers go somewhere, just their presence, they don't need no credit card, no cash. Oh, that he can afford it. That's Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah. That's how rich you are, man. You don't even need to carry nothing around. Yeah, you ain't need to carry. Just your presence is money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But,
yeah.
But the thing is what you call an unlimited credit card. Unlimited. Meaning there's no end to it.
Right.
To buy whatever you
your
want.
Money is that
there's
long.
No end to that unlimited credit card.
Right.
Buy anything.
You buy anything, yeah.
It's good.
Anytime you fund both sides of a war,
Yeah, kind.
the Rothschild.
You getting paid, yep. You're getting paid. They fund both sides, yeah.
With all that money can't stop them from what the Lord is coming. Can't stop them from mental health. A lot of them is crazy as hell. You know what I mean? All the money they got ain't gonna stop them from what the Most High gonna bring to them.
Remember, they show you that in that movie Lord of War. Remember Nicolas Cage, he was selling guns to both sides of the war. And he was a so-called Jew. And he was selling guns. That's what a lot of these nations do. Israel, these different nations, they fund both sides of the war, right? And they get paid. You sure?
A lot of two things on you mentioned the credit card, right? Like you have the black card, the American Express black card.
Right.
You can be a multi-millionaire. You can't buy into American Express. They actually call you. They feel that you've reached that level.
Right.
Amex calls you
Right.
and invites you in to get a black card. You can't
Wow.
buy in to get the black card.
Wow.
And the queen right now, she's 70. She's in her 70th jubilee. Quiet as kept. She takes shots of melanin. But
Correct.
now you can only take but so much, and eventually your body's gonna fail you.
Right.
Her body's failing her now.
Correct.
It's only a matter of time.
Can't help you, sister girl.
It's only a matter of time. All praises.
Correct.
Damn, almost like Noah, man. How time she
Correct.
goes, man. God damn.
Those be living forever, man.
Like
Right.
David Rockefeller with his 6 hearts.
Correct.
Remember that's why all the Eves in DC came up missing right when he died.
Correct. They turned up missing. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you turn up and you're missing at the same time. That's how Jake say it. Go to Deuteronomy 16 and 9. Deuteronomy 16 and 9. All right, get a couple more on the first fruits. Whatever the Spirit bring it out, start winding it down. Good? Young Cub.
I was just bored. The recession in 2008, that's when a lot of people were getting laid off, right?
Mhm. Oh, yeah, people were getting laid off left and right.
2008, right? The housing market and all that.
Oh, yeah.
You got any cold ones? In the refrigerator? Okay,
Because
Carl.
there's no space in the fridge. Just one.
Okay, Carl.
Yeah, the housing market tanked completely.
Carl. Yeah, and then they blamed it on Obama, the first black president, right? They said it's his fault.
But he came back and said, wait a minute, this whole thing didn't happen overnight.
But it was Bush, right?
It was Bush.
Right, yeah. Baby Bush.
It was Baby Bush, yeah.
They went from one and then they jumped.
Yeah, it was Baby Bush, right? Because they was manipulating and messing up the economy when they was in there. All right, go to Deuteronomy 16 and 9.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 9. When everyone has it, say calm. 7 weeks shalt thou number unto thee.
Right, 7 weeks. So after the Passover, after the opening day of the Passover. So let's say the Passover falls on a Tuesday. That following Friday, you start numbering your weeks. Friday at evening, you start numbering your 7 weeks for the Pesach. For the first fruits. Okay? So that's why your feast of first fruits is always going to fall on a Saturday sundown, because you got to number 7 weeks and then that one extra day, which makes your 50th day. Okay? Right, read on. But you got some Israelites that calculate it differently. We're not going into that confusion right now. Go ahead. Read.
Begin to number the 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest to put the sickle to the corn.
Around the Passover time. Go ahead.
And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto the Lord thy God with a tribute of a free will offering of thine hand.
Right, you're supposed to come before the Most High and give that offering. Go ahead.
Which thou shalt give unto the Lord thy God, according as the Lord thy God hath blessed thee.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God, thou and thy son and thy daughter and thy manservant and thy maidservant.
So what are we supposed to do, not only on the first fruits, but all the feasts? Read it again.
And thou shalt rejoice.
Rejoice. Con?
God.
The feast day is not for any leaven. The feast day is to rejoice. Con? You got to ought with a brother, ought with a sister. You're supposed to deal with that before the feast. Or you don't get a chance, wait till after the feast. Con? You're supposed to rejoice.
God.
Right? Now have a chip on your shoulder. Con? Right, go ahead.
And thy maidservant.
And I what?
And thy maidservant.
And thy maid servant. Everybody, even your damn slaves and servants, supposed to rejoice on the Lord's feast day. Con? Right, go ahead.
And the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow.
Everybody shut down. This is the Lord's feast day. You're supposed to rejoice. Con? By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Come here, Shalom. Con? All right, so you're supposed to rejoice on the feast day. Right, go ahead.
that are among you in the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to place his name there.
Right, to place his name there, meaning Jerusalem or anywhere we're able to gather throughout the four corners of the earth. The Spirit of the Lord is there. Okay? So listen, we know we in captivity. You catching hell. We going through problems. Nothing is perfect. We're men. Okay? Things gonna happen. But when it comes to the Lord feast day, everything shuts down. Okay? It's about the Most High and Yahweh feast on that day. That's it. Okay? And this is not me. This is thus saith the Lord. Okay? Read on. What verse you in?
Verse 12.
Good.
And thou shalt remember that thou was a bondman in Egypt.
Right. Remember you was a bondman in Egypt. Because now you're free. You're free to have crops. You in your own land. Most High's dealing with us, giving us the law. Okay? So remember where you came from. And now remember where the Lord brought you to. Okay? Right, come on.
And thou shalt observe and do these statutes. That thou shalt observe the feast. Let's go into tabernacle.
Oh, that's it on that. Jump down to 16. Deuteronomy 16:16.
3 times a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose.
Right, 3 times in a year we supposed to, all the males supposed to appear. All right, go ahead.
In the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles.
Right, so you know all the men supposed to appear at these feast times. So if you got a problem, try to holler at a brother, holler at a sister, whoever, before the feast comes. So you don't come with no bad spirit. You don't come with nothing unaddressed. You come with no old leaven. Okay? So let me holler at you. You know, Passover coming up. Yo, Sabal, man, I ain't like the way you looked at my garment last Passover. We good, Come, we good. Call me a shama. Let's go have a good Passover this year. Right? Don't be looking at my garment like it was ugly, brother. We know, just to have a little fun with it, but we know we may have a more serious issue with a brother. Go to Matthew 18:15. But you don't want to bring, you don't want to come with anything on a feast day, okay? You want to come is about rejoicing. That key word in Deuteronomy that we just read, rejoice, okay? Right. So read that, Matthew 18:15.
The book of Matthew chapter 18 and verse 15. When everyone has it, say come. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee.
Listen, we men, things gonna happen. Brother might rub you the wrong way. Okay? Pause. No.
Yeah, pause.
Right?
Yeah, I was supposed to say pause.
Brother might
Johnny Gill you.
offend you. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Right, read it again,
This spirit
color.
might not click with yours.
Right? Johnny Gill want us to rub our women the right way. Okay? Oh, I don't know what the hell he was talking about, but rub the woman the right way. Right? Go ahead.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee.
If your brother offend you, right, or do something against you, or make you mad as hell, whatever the case may be, go ahead.
Go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
Right. Yahweh Shai is giving us proper conflict resolution right here. Don't go to nobody else because you're going to add spirits to the situation. Right? Go to your brother alone. Come on.
If he shall hear thee.
If your brother hear you, if he's not a proud Negro, come on.
Thou hast gained thy brother.
Thou hast gained thy brother. You could talk to your brother, you won him over. The brother didn't get proud, he heard you out, he accepted. Yo, Ak, you right. Sometimes you may not even know you offended a brother. You may forgot about it. You may, damn, but you know. Nah, we good, yo, Salakia. Damn, I ain't even mean that. Yo, how could I make that right? Nah, brother, your apology is good enough, we good. Don't even worry about it. And remember, Akim, when you do that, stick to that. Don't let nothing linger, man. If you hollered at a brother and y'all dealt with it, that's it. You know, you shouldn't be 6 months later, yeah, you know, that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're going to stir it back up and you're going to put more spirits on it now. You dealt with it, keep it moving. Okay? All right, go ahead.
But if he will not hear thee,
go ahead.
Then take with thee 1 or 2 more.
Right, sometimes Israel is hard-headed, man. Some Negroes, you can't tell them nothing. Like, what, brother? I ain't do nothing to you. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses,
Then you take, once you tried that effort with that brother, then you take with you 2 or 3 witnesses. Come on.
every word.
And don't get somebody that's neutral, man. Get somebody that's not partial. Don't go get your mans in them.
Right.
Right? Because they gonna side with you.
Exactly.
Don't click up, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Sabal, and you want to done, you know what I'm saying? Ruben, we gonna step to the elder. Yo, what's up, Bob? You know what I'm saying? Me, Young Cub, Aisha Yard, Zebulon, we gonna get at Macabre, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, we talk on the phone every day. We all clicked up. Yeah, we gonna get at. I got my 3 witnesses, huh? Come on, brother. Because y'all gonna be biased against the brother. Okay? Sometimes you're gonna develop relationships a little bit closer with some brothers than others. There's nothing wrong with that. But the whole body's supposed to be one. Okay? You gotta treat everybody with the same respect and order. When you click up and when things, you know what I'm saying, then it's gonna go south. So you get neutral, partial brothers, which everybody should be that anyway. Okay? If you talk to a brother a little bit more than you might talk to another brother, if a matter come up and that brother's wrong, you still got to judge that brother as wrong. Matter of fact, you should judge him even more because you got a little bit better rapport with him. Because it's going to be better with it coming from you because you got that rapport with him. Nah, you my man, but you was off. Okay? Right? So take 2 or 3 witnesses with you, but take someone that will not be partial. Okay? Right, come on.
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses,
Right, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, go ahead.
every word may be established.
Yo, no matter what happened, I love you, bro. We cool, but I got to judge this matter the right way. I got to judge it according to righteousness. Brother is right, man. You was in the wrong. Okay? I don't care how cool we supposed to be. Okay? Right, go ahead.
And if he shall neglect to hear them,
If he neglect to hear the 2 or 3 witnesses, come on.
tell it unto the church.
Tell it where?
Tell it unto the church.
Tell it unto the church, meaning now you call a council. And even in a council, you don't set up a damn coup against a man. You don't go and you get the whole body against the brother, whispering everybody's ear. Yeah, brother's off. We'll have a council with this brother. Brother's off. Now you come into the damn room and 20 brothers ready to chop your head off. That ain't a council. That's a witch hunt. Okay? Let it be fair. It comes before the body. Everybody going to judge it fairly. Okay? Now there's more eyes on the situation, so it should be more wisdom on the situation to judge the matter fairly. Okay? Right, go ahead.
But if he neglect to hear the church,
If he neglect to hear the body, he don't want to take no counsel.
Right.
Go ahead.
let him be unto thee as an heathen, man and in public.
The Lord said, let him be as a heathen man and a publican. You treat him like an outcast now. You know how these heathen, they don't deal with Esau, these other nations. That's how the brother becomes, man. Because he don't want to deal with them. That's how you acting. The reason why Yahushua said treat him like that, because that's how you acting. You acting like a heathen now. Or a publican, which was a tax collector, and they wasn't really liked by, the general population. Oh, man, this cat coming to tax my money. I don't like this dude, you know what I'm saying? Now that's how you treat the brother, because it's like, you ain't trying to take no correction. Con? So that's how we deal with conflict resolution. That's a classic script on dealing with your brother if there's a conflict. Con? And that's how you're supposed to do it. But on a feast day, you got to balance everything out. Everything is in its proper order. You're supposed to rejoice. Okay? That's what the scriptures say. Not me, not Sabal, not Torah, not none of y'all. Thus saith the Lord. Okay? And remember, Yahushua said the scripture cannot be broken. So let's do what this Bible says. Okay? Bring it out. Oh, Cub had his hand up. You had your hand up? No? Go ahead.
No, I just was agreeing. Yes.
Oh, I thought you said a precept. You had your hand up?
Wow.
All right,
So I want to say something.
Bring it out.
Yeah, because me and this man, we seen a lot of that. You know what I mean? That's what broke up a lot of schools. The clicking. It goes into he that justifies the wicked sometimes. So you can't click too much. We all brothers. Well, when you start clicking too much, that's what it comes. It comes into, well, I'm going to just roll with him because that's my man.
Okay.
Regardless, I got to roll with him. That's my man.
Right.
Now, you see what I'm saying? That's when it becomes dangerous. Because we all brothers here. You know what I mean? And you don't want to get caught in that justifying the wicked. But that's what you're doing now. It's like, Makai, my man, I just got to roll with him.
Right.
But if he say, I'm going to roll, nah, it's me and Macabre. Me and Macabre against the world. You can't do that. You got to really analyze what it is. We all brothers here. You know? Come.
Like I said, man, you may develop, certain brothers may develop relationships, whatever. It just is what it is. You might talk to one brother a little bit more than you talk to another, but love and respect all of the body equally. Don't respect persons. Avoid them cliques. Like I said, certain brothers might rock like that. But you know what? We gonna respect the entire body. Because when you have the cliques too, that's how mutiny comes in. You know what I'm saying? Then brothers start, we can do this. We don't need to ride support. We don't need the rest of these cats. You know what I'm saying? Because you build that stronger rapport. So now here comes Satan, and we can do this on our own. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta avoid all that. You know what I'm saying? And brothers gotta always remember, man. Always remember, we are Black, Latino, and Native American men. The world do not want to see us getting along. Satan do not want to see us getting along. The spirit gonna try everything to break us up. You gotta acknowledge that, man. Sometimes it's just good old Satan. A brother may go off, you gotta do what you gotta, brother, that was wrong. We just read it with H.O.I. But a lot of times it's Satan putting them spirits in there to cause that division. So you gotta look out for that, man. They do not want to see no Black, Latino, and Native American men getting along with each other. All right? Even if you're not the best of buddy friends, we get out there and put it down and get this work done, build this nation. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see us get along to see that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the tightest relationship all the time, but we know when it's camp, when it's time to do the Most High business, when it's feast days, when it's time to put it down, we got to organize, get funds together for a trip. We're going to pioneer another place. We getting that work done. Satan don't want to see that, man. So brothers got to understand that. Them spirits going to come in there and try to tear this thing up every chance they get. All right? Now, don't get me wrong. If a brother trespass against you, H.O.I. just said it, you got to go to your brother and check him. Right? You got to have a counsel. You got to call the mouth for 2 or 3 witnesses, however the protocol. But a lot of times, man, watch out, because Satan is in there trying to destroy the brotherhood.
I know brothers really didn't discuss this, but that trespass, I think I did see a couple of brothers say, like, this whole Will Smith and Chris Rock thing, everybody's saying, like, yo, if he really wasn't on it about that G.I. Jane joke, he should have pulled him to the side and been like, yo, that was kind of foul. Not going on stage and smacked him.
Right, more nigga stuff.
Right, and with that
whole thing was just more nigga stuff.
Right.
Salakia.
And but the thing about it is like, yo, everybody is saying like, yo, Will Smith may have committed career suicide because a whole lot of these Edomite directors and producers fell back from him after that. He was like, oh, nah, he had a whole lot of projects on the table that have been scrapped now because he wanted to do some nigga stuff. He wanted to get on stage and have a nigga moment. And initially he was laughing, but then Jada gave some strange look, and then he went and did that.
That was made up.
She go, hold on. Yeah.
So that's just going into what Maccabees was just saying. I saw the skit of what they did. It was based on a movie from the 70s. And they reenacted the skit. I don't know what movie it was from.
The whole skit.
The whole skit was reenacted from what they did. And I was like, that's insane.
That's insane.
Salakia.
He's a white guy, right?
Salakia.
He's a black guy.
They got a name for it, right? In the Hollywood, in the Illuminati Hollywood world, they called it a humiliation ritual. I saw that too. Some people think the smack was real. Some people said it was staged as a humiliation ritual that was set up, that you have to go through that. Hollywood make you go through certain rituals when you reach a certain level. So in order for Will to get that Oscar for playing a dominant black man, he had to go through that humiliation ritual. That's the tinfoil conspiracy part of it. Now, some people believe the smack was real. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't a fly on the wall. You know what I'm saying? But we know Hollywood is like Rob brought out the perfect example earlier. See, we in these last days, so some stuff can be set up and some stuff could just be the people bugging out, man. Right. But either way, the stuff is happening. I don't give a damn how it's happening. It's happening. I'm not going to get into the politics of how it's happening. But when I first saw it, I was like, that looked kind of staged. But, I'm a conspiracy theorist, man. So I was like, I don't know. That looked kind of... Because Will was laughing first, and then Jada gave him that independent woman look. Nigga, you better defend me. So I was like 50-50. I was like, and then the smack looked fake. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It looked like they put some damn sound effects in the background. You know what I'm saying? So I see your hand out. So I don't know. I wasn't there, but I do chalk it up as just another nigga moment. Because however the world is going to interpret it as a black man smacking another black man.
They can't get along.
They can't get along. At least see these niggas, no matter, even all that money in Hollywood, no matter what, these niggas can't get along. Right, Zebulon?
I just want to say, we from the hood, and these guys, ain't nothing new to them. They did a lot of movies, but when you see a brother coming to you, you're going to at least prepare for the impact.
Right,
you're not
right.
going to lean into it.
Right.
That's why I said I think it's staged, because he just
Right.
was prepared for it. Like, yeah, just touch me right there. You know?
A lot of brothers going to be like, yo, I see your hand, Mac. A lot of brothers going to be like, yo, how this dude coming, man? You're going to at least get in a stance or something. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You're going to make sure your hand's free. Because you don't want to be the aggressor, but at the same time, nigga, you ain't going to catch me slipping. You know what I'm saying? Come on. And then it was like so calculated. Chris Rock had time to throw his hands up. It was like so calculated. He just raised. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. But I just chalked it up as more nigga stuff, man. These niggas can't get along. Look at this, man. It's that niggas smacked it. Niggas just always fighting violent against each other. Going back to my point earlier, the world don't want to see us get along, man. The world don't want to see Black, Latino, Native American men get along. Mac?
Yeah, I forgot what I was about to say. I lost my train. It was there, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah, man, but it could be staged. I don't know. I remember, man, years ago, everything was a conspiracy to me, man. I ain't trust nothing, you know what I'm saying? When I went, man, after 9/11, I went deep into them Illuminati books, and, man, I studied that stuff for like 4 or 5 years straight. Up to about 2005, 2006, I was all deep into that Illuminati stuff. I still touch on it a little bit here and there, but 9/11 piqued a lot of my interests, and everything was a conspiracy to me, man, you know what I'm saying? But then you got to find that balance that some people just bugging out, some people just getting spirits on them. Most are just making stuff happen, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Everything ain't a conspiracy.
Everything ain't a conspiracy, huh? But see, even with me thinking it was a conspiracy, I was like, I don't care how it really happened. I'm just saying it's possibly a conspiracy, right? But either way, is the Most High is doing this thing. However it's happening, is the Most High doing it in the earth. So I just look at everything now 50-50. It could be prophecy to people just bugging out, or it can be the conspiracy Esau stage and stuff, which is still going to fall in line with prophecy. So it's all of the Most High at the end of the day.
The white boy, and see, that's the shit, because he was bringing out about the guy that did what he did, playing the cars with water. You see what I'm saying? But the white
the brother upstate New York. The brother he invented that engineering system where cars could run on water.
Right, but you see with the white boy, it kind of it made a little sense how he became a racist, because he said during the COVID, and I know a lot of people played the internet during the COVID. He said during the COVID, that's when he got on the internet, and these white militias or whatever, these KKK, is able to get into these cats' heads.
Right.
People ain't got nothing but time.
Did you see? I know you saw one of them black monkeys with one of your women, right?
Right.
He can get into he can fire him up like that.
What's the name?
And that'll go fire the white boy up, man. He gonna fire him up.
Give me get Matthew 5:13.
Easy, man.
Remember, Little Boozy was on the Breakfast Club, and Little Boozy was like, "Yo, a lot of these white people were mad." Remember they took Boozy off of Instagram, I think it was?
Yeah,
right?
they kicked him off the Instagram.
They kicked him off of Instagram, right? But Boozy, he brought out something heavy on the Breakfast Club. He said, listen, a lot of these white people, they got jealous and envious of us during COVID because we took over the internet. He said blacks took over the internet during COVID. He's like, our numbers, our subscribers, everything was going up. And he said, that's how you get your money. He said, he said, they don't want me to have 10 million subscribers because then I'm getting all kinds of deals. You know, the advertisers want to advertise on I'm getting money. Yeah. So he's like, they don't want to see black people have that. God. He's like, you know, TikTok and all these things is racist. They pay these Edomites all kinds of money for stealing a dance from us, but then they don't want to pay us no money on ours. So Boozy was breaking it down on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I mean, on Breakfast Club. And he's like, yo, part of the reason why they kicked me off, not because of what I said about the gays. He's like, they don't want me to get no more money.
Or that song he made?
Yeah, he said, they don't want me to get no more money. He said, when you up there, he said, really, Boozy went deep. Watch that interview when y'all can. He said, really, when you on the internet like that, nobody can control you. Because he said 10 million people. He said, I have white people owning companies hit me up. Yo, I give you a deal just for this advertisement. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's like, and then the other white races, there's no control. Because some of the Edomites just look at this nigga's marketable. I give him 100,000, but I'm going to make 10 mil. You know what I'm saying? So they don't care about, that's when you got that white on white division. No, this nigga's money. I'm going to use this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you say. So Boozy was like, when you got that many people following you, you kind of got financial independence. You could make deals with all kinds of people and the other people don't even know about it. So he's like, that's another reason why they kicked me off of Instagram, because he was like, during the COVID, the blacks took over the internet. You know, our people took over the internet. So I say that to say, remember, a lot of these young white boys was watching that too. They in watching social media, and then the white supremacists are getting in their head, and they're like, listen, sure is a social media niggas world. These niggas are all over everything. Instagram, YouTube, everywhere you look, it's niggers. Right? And they're looking like, yeah. And then the white girls is following them and liking their pictures and, ooh, you know what I'm saying? That's pissing them off, man. Okay? Yeah, so yeah, watch that. If you haven't seen it, watch that interview with Boozy on the Breakfast Club. He was breaking it down. He's like, that's why they really kicked me off of Instagram. That was a money. They don't want to see us making that kind of money. That was heavy what the brother said. You know what I'm saying? So Matthew 5:13, read that.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 13. When everyone have it, say, come.
Good.
Ye are the salt of the earth.
What do Yahushua tell Israel?
Ye are the salt of the earth.
Remember, salt adds flavor to everything. Okay? You want to eat somebody's food that ain't really too seasoned? Throw some salt on it and then you make them happy. No, this is good. You know what I'm saying? Right? Come on.
But if the salt have lost his savor.
Right, what if salt didn't flavor things anymore? Right? Come on.
Wherewith shall it be salted?
It's like you putting that salt on that meal and it's doing nothing for it. Damn, it's still bland. Right? Go ahead.
It is thenceforth good for nothing.
Come on.
But to be cast out and to be trodden.
We're the salt of the earth, but we lost our savor because what? A lot of our people don't know who they are. They're not keeping the commandments. They're not living as the kings and priests that the Most High made us to be. So we've lost that savor, but we are the salt of the earth. Okay? Right, come on.
And to be trodden under foot of men.
Right, if we don't come back to Yahushua and these laws, statutes, and commandments, they're going to destroy us as a nation. We're going to be trodden under foot of men. Okay? Right, like I tell you in the Maccabees, they stamped on the residue of the people. Right, they came, when the Greeks came into Israel, they destroyed us, took us over, and they brought in the Hellenization period. They had Israelites following Greek customs and being raised up under Greek customs. They stomped on us. They trodden us underfoot. Okay? So go from there to the Apocrypha. Go to Tobit 1:1. Everybody go to Tobit, the first chapter and the first verse. Get a few in the Apocrypha, then a few other aspects of the first fruits, and we'll close it out. But everybody got the gist of the feast day, right? You can read deeper into it on your own. Leviticus 23, 9 through 22. Many other scriptures in the law on the first fruits. Do your own study. Get more enlightenment about the feast day. Okay? Right, read that, King.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 1 and verse 1. When everyone has it, say Khan.
Khan.
The book of the words of Tobit, son of Tobiel, the son of Aniel, the son of Aduel, the son of Gabael, of the seed of Asael of the tribe of Naphtali,
Right, so Tobit was of the tribe of Naphtali. Come on.
who in the time of Enemesar, king of the Assyrians, was led captive out of Thisbe,
Right, go ahead.
which is at the right hand of the city, which is called properly Naphtali in Galilee above Asa.
Right, so remember, the Assyrians led the northern kingdom into captivity. Come on.
I, Tobit, have walked all the days of my life in the way of the truth and justice.
Right, Tobit said, look, all of my life, I walked in the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Okay? Right, come on.
And I did many alms deeds.
I did what?
Many alms deeds to my brethren.
To who?
To my brethren.
No, to everybody.
To my brethren.
See, I see a homeless white man, it don't matter. I'm going to help him out. Go ahead.
To my brethren.
See that? So Tobit was an Israelite from the tribe of Naphtali, and he said he only helped out his people. That's a racist statement in the scriptures. Okay? Right, go ahead.
And my nation.
And who?
And my nation.
And he said, only my brethren and my nation. Anybody that was from the 12 tribes, that's who I would help out. Come on.
Who came with
And now remember, this was what it's going to say it. Go ahead.
Who came with me.
Who did what?
Who came with me.
Come on.
To Nineveh.
Go ahead.
Into the
Nineveh was the capital of Assyria, meaning my brothers from my nation, my people that was brought into slavery with me into Assyria. Okay? So we are here in America. What we supposed to be doing? Only looking out for each other. Okay? Because our ancestors was brought here in slavery. We only supposed to be looking out for each other. He said, wait a minute. We was brought into another land to serve our enemies. We got to still look out for each other. Okay? Right, come on.
And to the land of the Assyrians.
Read.
And when I was in my own country in the land of Israel, being but young, all the tribe of Naphtali, my father fell from the house of Jerusalem.
Right, remember there was a split with the northern and southern kingdom. Go ahead. He's going a little bit into the history. Come on.
Which was chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, that all the tribes should sacrifice there, where the temple of the habitation of the Most High was consecrated.
Right, remember Jerusalem was the chosen city. Come on.
And built for all ages. Now all the tribes which together revolted in the house of my father Naphtali sacrificed unto the heifer Baal.
Go ahead.
But I alone.
The heifer Baal. Right? Good. That heifer. Right? Come on.
But I alone went often to Jerusalem at the feast, as it was ordained unto all the people of Israel.
So he's saying, look, I traveled from the land of Naphtali, and I went up to Jerusalem to the feast every year like it was commanded. Go ahead.
Unto all the people of Israel by an everlasting decree.
Come on.
Having the first fruits and tents of increase.
Of what?
And tents of increase.
So he said, I traveled up to Jerusalem, and I had my first fruits, like here. I had my 10th of increase. Come on.
With that which was first shorn.
Go ahead.
And them gave I at the altar to the priests, the children of Aaron.
Go ahead.
The first 10th part of all increase I gave to the sons of Aaron, who ministered at Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
Another 10th part I sold away and went, and spent it every year at Jerusalem.
Right, he said, look, another 10th part I went and I splurged on myself a little bit. Because I gave the priest their offering off the top. Con? I gave the Most High his off the top. Right, go ahead.
And the third I gave unto them to whom it was meet, as Deborah, my father's mother, had commanded me, because I was left an orphan by my father.
Right, so another 10th part of his first fruits he gave to the less needy. Con? So he did his portion. He did. Look, man, I gave my 10% to the Most High and the priest. I gave my 10% to the poor. And then I took 10% and treated myself. Con? By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Right, go to Tobit 2:1 now.
It's the book of Tobit, chapter 2.
Before you get that, somebody get Sirach 11 and 14. Before you go to Tobit 2:1, get Sirach 11 and 14.
Book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 14.
Everybody have it, say, Khan. Read that, King.
Prosperity and adversity.
The Lord said prosperity and adversity. Good.
Life and death.
Life and death. Come on.
Poverty and riches.
Poverty and riches. Come on.
Come of the Lord.
Come of who?
Come of the Lord.
Read on.
wisdom, knowledge.
No, I want give me the one according to thy ability, do good to thyself, and give the Lord his due portion. It might be 11 foot. What was that you just read?
14.
Try 14:11. Flip it around.
Yeah.
That's it?
Ecclesiastes 14 verse 11.
Right, Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 14:11. Read that.
My son, according to thy ability to do good to thyself.
My son, according to your ability, do good to thyself. So Tobit said, look, 10% I'm going to sell and I'm going to spend at Jerusalem. Okay? Right, come on.
And give the Lord his due offering.
And what?
And give the Lord his due offering.
And he gave due offering. He gave his 10% to the priests and the Levites, which is given to the Most High, and to the needy. Okay? So he gave it. And remember, Yahweh said, when you give to the needy, you give to me. Okay? So he did a double portion. But at the same time, he said, look, I'm going to take mine and do good to myself. Okay? That was 14:11. Yeah, okay. I had to switch it around. All right. So go back.
13 for you?
Huh?
13.
Yeah. Okay.
13 says, do good unto thy friend.
Sirach 14:13, the elders reading.
Do good unto thy friend.
Do good unto your friend. Go ahead.
Before thy die.
Before what?
Before thy die.
Before you die. See that? Go ahead.
And according to thy ability, stretch out thy hand and give to him.
Right. And according to your ability, stretch out your hand and give to him. Okay? To your brother that's in need. Okay? Balance it out. Don't give to a brother that's using you, fleecing, what they say, fleecing you, right? Keeping his money in his pocket, but going to take yours and spend it. No. But give to your brother in need. Okay? Especially when you see your brother in need. Remember what it said in 1 John? It said, he that have the good of this world and see his brother in need and shut up the bowels of compassion in him, how does the love of the Father dwell in him? Okay? Yeah. So I'm paraphrasing, but balance it out. Because we've seen a lot of brothers use brothers in Israel. Their brothers will use you for your generosity. Then we've seen brothers really have need and brothers are stingy as hell. So there's a balance. But whenever you can, you give accordingly. And I heard y'all talking about the people, the homeless in the street, or sometimes, somebody in Israel. Listen, if they using you or getting over you or doing the wrong thing, the Most High see them. You give it, you give it. A lot of times I just give Jake, just whatever, man. Some days I be like, nigga, I don't know, you getting high. But sometimes I just be like, whatever, here. If the brother do something off with it, the Most High gonna deal with him. You know what I'm saying? Brother in need in the nation, that brother working, man. And I don't like to count other people's money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what a brother got, how many bills. All right, the brother might really need it. What the hell? Just give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Brother doing whatever, that's on him and the Most High. Good? Right? But give accordingly. Right? Go ahead. That's it on that? Oh, yeah, that was it on that. 14:13. Go back to Tobit 2:1 now. We're going to speed it up for the sake of time. All right? Tobit 2:1.
It's the book of Tobit, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Everybody have it? Say, Khan?
Khan.
Right, go ahead.
Now when I was coming home again, and my wife Anna was restored unto me with my son Tobias, in the feast of Pentecost, which is the holy feast of the 7 weeks, there is a good dinner prepared me, in the which I sat down to eat.
Right, so he said in the feast of weeks, the Pentecost, his wife prepared a dinner for him. Khan? We don't have to get it, but everybody write down Acts, the 2nd chapter. It tells you the day of Pentecost, the Holy Spirit came on the disciples. All right, in Jerusalem. Read the whole 2nd chapter of Acts. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And when I saw abundance of meat, I said to my son, go and bring what poor man soever thou shalt find out of our brethren, who is mindful of the Lord, and lo, I tarry for thee.
Right, so he said, you know what? It's the feast day, so I want to do something good. Right, that's the spirit we're supposed to be in on the feast days, loving your brothers and sisters, doing charitable works. You can help out the less fortunate on the feast day like Tobit was doing. Okay? That's the spirit you're supposed to be in. You're supposed to be in the spirit of your nation when you're in the feast days. Okay? Love and rejoicing and thank the Most High for giving us this great day. What are we remembering on this day? You go home, you got food in your refrigerator, that's your first fruits. You got a damn tomato, an apple, orange juice, grape juice, whatever. That's all fruit. That's all from the earth. We know it's all processed by Esau now, but the Most High allowed us to drink it or eat it and not die. He said we would eat our defiled bread amongst the Gentiles. So, no, I tell everybody talk about this healthy eating. You don't know what the hell they doing to it if you're not growing it yourself. Don't give me that. Now, you can get the best of the worst, don't get me wrong. Some food you just know this is better quality. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't producing it yourself, you don't really know what they doing to it. You can just try to get the best of the worst. Or if you're going to grow your own. Go out like a G. Everybody talk about land. Well, then get your land and grow your own crops, and then now you know you got healthy food. Because you're producing it. Baruch, then Simeon.
Yes, like I went to the supermarket, the regular joints.
Mm-hmm.
So I got some lettuce. And I put it in the refrigerator. And I told my family, don't touch this because I want to see something.
Right.
And I went to Trader Joe's as well. And I bought the same type of lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
The Trader Joe lettuce rotted in like 3 or 4 days.
Right.
But the one that I got from the supermarket, it's getting fresher and fresher every day.
Yo, the Trader Joe's went bad in like 3 or 4 days? But I thought Trader Joe's was like high end.
No, but that's what he's saying. The fact that it rots shows that it's better, right? Yeah, the fact that it doesn't rot show is preservatives. Yeah, it's preservatives. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, you. That's how you test food. When food go bad, that's how you know it's real food. When it goes bad, especially if you sit it out. That's how you know food is real. You know what I'm saying? If that salad go bad, that salad's supposed to go bad, even if it's refrigerated after a few days. Yeah. That's how you know it's real fruits and vegetables. That stuff that be lasting 10, 15 days, damn, it ain't no brown on here. Nothing. Man, that's that processed stuff, man. That might be that damn plastic from Moab. You know what I'm saying? Moab make plastic lettuce, man. You know what I'm saying? Simeon.
Salaki, brothers. I just got a question. I know the 3 main feasts of the year. The Passover has an opening and closing. The Tabernacles has an opening and closing. Is there a reason? I know it's thus saith the Lord, but is there a reason why in the Bible explains why there's no closing for the first fruits?
The closing is tonight. Today, the last day is the closing. Technically,
there's an opening and a closing for the other.
Technically, when you plant the crops in the beginning of the first fruits, that's the beginning. This is an actual 50-day feast. But the Most High, He didn't tell us to come together for the first fruits because we're in the midst of the Passover.
Right.
When the first fruit starts, we within the 7 days of the Passover.
Okay, come.
But really, when we start counting that first Sabbath, that's technically the beginning of the first fruits. That's technically the opening of it. But He just said celebrate the last day, the 50th day, because that's the culmination of it. That's the end of it, right? And that's just because He said.
Good question.
That's good.
You gotta expand on
right. That's now why? Because the Most High said so.
I know y'all brothers know the scripture, so there may be a reason why. Maybe H.O.I said why.
No, when you well put it like this.
That's a good explanation, though.
Right. The only thing that makes sense to me is when you like I said, if the Passover started on a Wednesday, that Friday after that Wednesday is when you start counting first fruits. That's the first day of first fruits. But that's in the middle of the 7 days of Passover. Everybody understand? So you're still celebrating Passover, but you're starting first fruits. And then you're ending the Passover out on the 7th day. So the first fruit starts, because it was important to start during the Passover because that's the beginning of the harvest season, which most Passovers in the springtime, We start growing the crops, everything, you know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that makes sense to me, to explain it, all right? If it's something deeper, maybe I read it in the scripture and just glossed over it. But that's what makes sense when you look at it. Khan?
Isaiah 58 and 8.
Right, Khan.
My thoughts is not your thoughts.
Right, Khan.
Get that real quick.
Isaiah 58 and 8.
Sometimes the Lord He does what He wants to do.
When He just does it that way. But sometimes you can just explain things on the surface though, and they just make sense. Okay? So that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Now, if it's something deeper, you know, maybe I read over it over the years and didn't really look at it that way or whatever. You know, maybe it's something we could do deeper research on. Okay? But you know, normally now some scholars tell you that the Feast of First Fruits, you start counting it after the Passover. Like once the Passover is over. Like, so let's say the closing of the Passover was tonight. We started last Sunday, and tonight was the closing. Then next Sabbath, we would start counting the Feast of the First Fruits. When you read the history, it tells you some of the Jewish groups, that's how they kept the, it was a debate back in the ancient time, whether you start the Sabbath from the first day of the Passover or the closing of the Passover. Right? We used to do it like that years ago, but when I did more research and I started calculating the feast days with other camps, brothers said, look, you got to do it after the first day of the Passover. You start your 7 weeks, not after the Passover is over. Okay? So y'all might even see next Saturday night sundown, you might see some Hebrew camps celebrating the Feast of First Fruits, because some brothers do it after the Passover is over. Okay? Everybody understand? But it's just a week apart. All right, they First Fruits is not in damn October.
Right.
And they saying, y'all going, H.O.I. going off. It's supposed to be in the fall season.
No.
You know what I'm saying? No. But then you might see a little discrepancy. You might see some brothers celebrating July 10th. Because brothers got other calculations. Some brothers think, they misunderstand Leviticus 23. They think the Feast of First Fruits is actually 100 days. Because when it says number 7 Sabbaths, all right, which is 49, then it says number 50 days. They believe that it's 49 plus 50 plus 1, which is 100. Okay? But it's not. When it says number 50 days, meaning that day after the 49th day. That's what it's talking about. Okay? But if they want to see it that way, knock yourself out. Wait 100 days and celebrate your first fruits. I'm not mad at you. I guess you'll have yours around July 4th. Right? Good.
Combat that wicked spirit.
Good. All right.
But what I wanted to say was, I remember when I was working in Cedarhurst, Long Island, which is one of the 5 towns. So I'm coming out the place I'm working at, right? And I'm waiting for the bus because Cedarhurst is not deep in the Long Island at all. It's right meshed in with Far Rockaway, Queens.
Good.
So I'm waiting for the bus to get back to Far Rockaway to catch my A train, and I'm outside. I'm like, okay, so you got the. So I said, okay.
Mike Alla.
You got the pass. So I said, okay. You got the pass. So I said, okay. So it's the Passover, right? And then First Fruits is 50 days after the Passover, and it's 50 days. That's why it's called Pentecost, because Pentecost is Greek for 50. And lo and behold, the Amalekite woman, because in 5 towns long, it's a lot of Amalek out there. Lo and behold, as I'm making mental notes, as I'm going through it, the Amalekite woman drives by and does like this.
Wow. Good.
And I'm like,
so where you was at in Tobit?
Tobit.
No, he read down. He read down to about 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
2.
All right, go to verse 3. Tobit 2 and 3.
Book of Tobit, chapter 2 and verse 3. But he came again and said, Father, one of our nation is strangled and is cast out in the marketplace. Then before I had tasted of any meat, I started up and took him up into a room until the going down of the sun. Then I returned and washed myself, and I ate my meat in heaviness, remembering the prophecy of Amos, as he said, your feet shall be turned into mourning, and all your mirth into lamentation.
Right, because you're keeping the feast, but you're still in captivity under your enemies. You're seeing your people dying. He saw a brother strangled. What's strangled? Right? What's strangled? Hung. Okay? So a brother strangled, hung. Right? Go ahead. They was hanging us in Assyria. Go ahead.
Therefore I wept, and after the going down of the sun,
I wept, and after the going down of the sun, go ahead.
I went and made a grave and buried him.
Right, see that? So he said, listen, man, I ate my first fruits meal in heaviness, but I just had to bury a brother that the Assyrians strangled out in the street. Hung and just had his body laying out in the street. Like, maybe it was like Billie Holiday, Strange Fruit. You seen a brother hanging from a damn tree in Assyria, okay? I had to take the brother and bury the brother and keep the Feast of First Fruits in his home and still try to rejoice in the Most High. Okay? Right, go ahead.
But my neighbors mocked me and said, this man is not yet afraid to be put to death.
So that's it on that. So he just told a story of how he had to bury one of his dead fellow brothers on the Feast of the First Fruits. Okay? So he ate his meat in heaviness. So even though we coming into the truth, we coming back to our nationality, we keeping the feast days, but we seeing the curses on our people out there every day, man. Okay? All right, go from there to Jeremiah 2 and 3. Y'all can just put this in your notes as other aspects, other spiritual aspects of first fruits. Other spiritual aspects of first fruits. Okay? Jeremiah 2 and 3 real quick. You're going to just get a few quick ones.
The book of Jeremiah,
and close it out.
Chapter 2 and verse 3, when everyone had to say Khan. Israel was holiness unto the Lord.
Israel was holiness unto the Lord. Come on.
And the first fruits of his increase.
And what?
And the first fruits of his increase.
And the first fruits of the Most High's increase. So what? Israel is the first fruits. The first fruits represents the chief, main, or principal part. Okay? The first fruits is the chief, main, or principal part. So Israel is the chief and the main and the principal nation to the Most High. We're the chosen people. So we are the Lord's first fruits amongst all the nations he created on the earth. Okay? Right, go from there. Go to James. All right, I believe it. No, go to 1 Corinthians 15:16. I believe it is. 1 Corinthians 15:16. So these are just different aspects of the first fruits.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 16 when everyone has to say Khan. For if the dead rise not.
Switch it around, 16, 15. Salakia, my bad. 1 Corinthians, I believe it's 16, 15. Read that, King.
Khan. I beseech you, brethren, ye know that the house of Stephanus, that is the first fruits of Achaia.
Right, so Paul was saying, this brother Achaia, the household of Stephanus was his first fruits. Meaning him and his family was brought to the gospel by this brother Achaia. That's his first fruits. Remember, Yahweh Shah said, if you bear much fruit, you are my disciples indeed. We go out there, we're planting seeds so we can bring forth fruit. Okay? So this brother Achaia, Stephanus and his household was his first fruits that he brought to the gospel. Okay? Like I was using an example with Sabal, when me and the brothers taught him years ago, he's like our first fruits. We brought him into the body of H.O.I. Okay? Right, go ahead.
And that they have addicted themselves.
They have what?
Addicted themselves.
Come on.
To the ministry of the saints.
See that? We got to be addicted to this work, Akim. We have to addict ourselves to this gospel and doing this work. Okay? Right, so go from there to James. No, that's not what I want. Colossians, I believe it is. Colossians 1. Salakia. I'm trying to do Salakia. I'm trying to do the whole lesson from memory. Kwame Shala. Yabashima Shabakata.
Shalom. Come here, Shalom.
Young Cub off the set.
Hey, if brothers can get to camp in Brooklyn, you know what I mean, it'd be good. Alright? Occupy. If you can, alright? Pass through Brooklyn camp on Wednesdays. Alright?
I want where Yahweh Shai is the first fruits. So like y'all.
Okay. Alright, alright. No problem.
Whoa! Kwame Shala.
Kwame Shala.
Young Cub off the set.
God, Shalom, man. You know, man. Shalom.
Shalom King. Kwame Shala. Let me see. Huh? 1 and 15? No, that's the firstborn.
I was shot the first one.
Yeah. Somebody look it up in the concordance for me.
H.O.I. Firstfruits?
Yeah.
It's in the book of John, eh?
No, not that one. I want the one in I believe it's Colossians. No, I don't want that one. Shalom. Kwame Shalom.
Is it James 1 and 18?
Yeah, that's I was in James.
That's James 1 and 18?
James 1:18. Yeah, I called James first. All right, yeah. The water, Zebulon. Go to James 1. And let me see. Yeah, 1:18. Get right to the point. James chapter 1, verse 18. I was in James 1. Salakia. James 1:18. Read that.
This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 18. When everyone has it, say, come.
Done.
Of his own will begot he us with the word of truth.
Come on.
That we should be a kind of first fruits.
Of what?
A kind of first fruits.
Come on.
Of his creatures.
Of his creatures. So Yahweh Shai died for the elect of Israel so that we could be the first fruits amongst our nation. Okay? So that we could come forth and bring forth the fruits of the Spirit through Yahweh Shai dying for us. Okay? So everything has the layers of the first fruits to it. Reuben?
Oh, I was going to say I have a precept.
Bring it out.
In Revelation chapter 14, it just demonstrates how Christ is going to bring forth the first fruits. He's going to reap the first fruits, which is us, which is...
Okay, Revelation
I
14.
believe that's 14 and 14.
No, start at 1. Start at 1. Go to Revelation 14:1. The point is in the verse 4, but we're going to start at 1 to get the point. Is James 1:18 with Revelation 14 start at 1. And we're going to read down to verse 4. Revelation 14 and 1. Read that.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 1. And it reads, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion.
Who's that lamb? Don't yell out. Yahweh Shai, don't yell out. Right, go ahead. I didn't pick you. No, go ahead. Right, go ahead.
And with him 144,000.
Right, hopefully we could be of that number. Okay? Trying to be of that number. Right, go ahead.
Having his father's name written in their forehead.
Right, meaning we have the Lord's actual name that we rehearse to the best of our ability. Brothers argue Yahweh is not his name. But his name meaning what also? Matafwa.
His doctrine.
His what?
His doctrine.
His doctrine. And what else? What else? Having his name written on our forehead. His actual name, to the best of our ability, is studying the ancient Paleo-Hebrew. His doctrine, and what else? His commandments. That's part of the doctrine. Messiah, no. Yeah, too, but what else? It starts with a W.
The word.
No. That's go along with doctrine. Right? His ways. Kind? Right? His ways. Having the ways of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We live off of Yahweh's name. Kind? Because we want to be just like him. Kind? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps.
Come on.
And they sung as it were a new song before the throne.
Right, the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Bible. Why is it like a new song? Because we've been taught lies all these years and generations. Kind? We've been taught lies. We've been taught evil and wickedness. So this is like a new song for us. You're not an African American anymore. You're a Hebrew Israelite. Kind? You're not a nigger. You're not a byword and a proverb anymore. You're a Hebrew Israelite of your distinctive tribe. Kind? That's new to most of us. Kind? You grew up thinking Negro, African American, black, spade, Afro American, proverb, byword, eeny, meeny, mighty, mo, hang a nigga by his toe. Go ahead. Right? Go ahead.
And before the 4 beasts and the elders.
Go ahead.
And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from earth.
Right, because what? That knowledge, the true in-depth understanding of the scriptures is only for the elect. Kind? That's what that's talking about. The true in-depth understanding of the scriptures is only for the elect. 144,000, 12,000 out of each tribe. Come on.
These are they which were not defiled with women.
They were not what?
Defiled with women.
These are they that were not defiled with women, meaning an actual woman, right? An actual woman didn't take you off of this gospel, didn't lead you into Christianity or Buddha or Chango, right? You didn't let no woman seduce you with another philosophy. And the woman also represents what? Is one and the same. What does the woman also represent? I know you know. Somebody else. Somebody else. Zebulon.
Israel?
No.
False doctrine?
What?
False doctrine?
Khan. False doctrine. Khan? The woman represents other philosophies and doctrines. Remember the Most High said he's a jealous power? Like a man is jealous over his wife? You only have eyes for me. Khan? Not no other philosophy, no other doctrine, no other God. You only got eyes for the Most High. He said these are not defiled with any women, with any other doctrines. Khan? And I asked you, damn woman didn't pull you away from this gospel. You got weak and just went off and went to the Christian church with your woman. Right? My husband don't follow that stuff no more. Please don't say shalom to him when you see him. Khan?
Fornication.
Yeah, spiritual fornication, which is other doctrines also. Khan?
Who's known as the harlot? Who's known as the harlot? Who's known as the harlot in the Bible? America, right? That great whore?
Great whore, yeah.
It's another form of
Right, you didn't fall to the doctrines and philosophies of America, which is that great harlot or great whore. Right? That Jezebel.
Right.
God, you didn't fall for that Jezebel. Remember the scriptures say in Revelation 2, Jezebel tried to seduce the servants of the Most High?
Right.
So you didn't fall for no Jezebels either.
Right.
Khan? Leave them Jezebels alone. And them Jezebels, guess what? They come with fringes and bordeaux blue too.
Yeah.
And head wraps. Khan?
Yeah.
Watch out for them Jezebels. That could be some of the most dangerous ones. Right? Go ahead, King.
For they are virgins.
They are what?
For they are virgins.
Go to 2 Corinthians.
Right, that don't mean an actual virgin.
God, yeah, we're going to get that.
If that's the case, none of us would, well, 95% of us would be done.
None of us would be eligible.
No, Salakia, bear with me.
We got some real strong first fruits. H.O.I.
Cut.
Yeah. Yaakov came in and just hit the ground running.
Cut. Where's where Yahweh Shah said as a chaste virgin in Corinthians? Somebody get that one for me. All right, when 11:2. I was looking at 13. 2 Corinthians 11:2.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 2. When everyone has it, say "Come." For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy.
What the Lord say?
For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy.
Paul said, "I am jealous over you with a like a righteous jealousy, a righteous envy." All right, go ahead.
For I have espoused you to be one husband.
To what?
To be one husband.
He said, "I've espoused you to one husband." Meaning what? I only taught you about one God. Right? Go ahead.
That I may present you as a chaste virgin.
A what?
As a chaste virgin.
So Paul was saying to the church in Corinth, I taught you solely about Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, that I may present you a chaste virgin. Go ahead.
As a chaste virgin to Yahweh Shai.
Right, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Yahweh Shai.
Right.
So that's why Revelation says these are virgins. They were not defiled with any philosophy or doctrine. Right. They were not defiled with a woman, meaning a philosophy or a doctrine. They are virgins. They are saving themselves for the Most High Yahweh Shai. Okay? So you're a spiritual virgin. You're saving yourself for Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You're not giving yourself to Buddha, Chango, Allah, none of these other gods. Okay? You're like, I'm saving myself for Yahweh Shai. God, I'm married. I'm going to get married to the Lamb. The spiritual marriage. God? Right. That don't mean, brothers are actual virgins. Right?
My brother said that you married to Yahweh Shai, the cat, yesterday.
Right. Pause.
Yeah,
but that don't mean a pause either. Right? You married to Yahweh Shai. Negro, Yahweh Shai will harpoon your damn throat when he comes back talking about you. In that sense, you know what I'm saying? And that don't mean for a man to say, like the black woman saying, these Christians, I'm married to Jesus.
He wouldn't want
I don't need no husband right now. Brother might say, I'm married to Yahweh Shai. I don't want none of these women. Right? Nah, brother. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to be a eunuch, that's on you. That's on you, but that's not talking about that. Okay? It's talking about spiritually being a virgin. You are spiritually pure and you're waiting on Yahweh Shai. Okay? You are not defiled with a low there or low here, because many false Christs are going to come. Right? You're not defiled with following these other false Messiah figures. Okay? You have espoused yourself to Yahweh Shai. I'm promised to Yahweh Shai. I'm only spiritually marrying him. I'm waiting on his return. Okay? Don't come to me with no other doctrine, philosophy, God, nothing. I belong to Yahweh Shai. Okay? Shema Mashiach Yahweh. That's how you a spiritual version. Okay? Come here, Shalom. All right, go back to Revelation 14. What verse you was in? 4. Yeah, read it again. Read 4 again.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins.
They are what?
They are virgins.
These were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. Come on.
These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth.
And like I said, that's an actual woman too. Because a lot of times a woman could come and seduce you with another doctrine. Satan will use her. Right? That's why the Apocrypha tells you stumble not at the beauty of a woman. A lot of times you'll get caught up with their beauty. And a lot of times, brothers got to understand too, you could be in the truth and fall to that woman too. Meaning what? That rib will start compromising the scriptures. And then now you following your rib. You know what I'm saying? For example, your wife is jealous as hell and don't want you to have another woman, so you make a doctrine out of it. Gun? You say that polygyny is off. Some unlearned Negro came on Facebook the other day talking about the king shall not multiply wives with no damn understanding. Con? You scared of your damn wife, so you're going to change the doctrine of the Most High. Con? Got the nerve to call a man's second wife his girlfriend. That's your side piece. That's disrespectful. Con? But your woman got your ass shut down and said, nigga, don't you dare think about having another wife, so you're going to change the damn doctrine. Con? And now back to our regular schedule program.
Yo, but no, that's what happened. They read that scripture in Deuteronomy and don't have any understanding. That's not saying you can't have another wife. What that's saying is just don't, like they say today, don't OD with it.
Right. That scripture is simply talking about don't abuse your power as a king or leader and multiply wives to your lust.
Right.
Just because you're the king or leader, you just want to heap up women. That's what it's talking about, Con. David was a king, he had more than one wife. Solomon was a king, he had more than one wife. And Solomon didn't go off because he had more than one wife. He went off because he started following other gods. You understand? That's so don't talk about, you have no understanding, man. Don't create a doctrine. You know what I'm saying? You can say we suggest in our congregation brothers only marry one wife or whatever. And don't try to use the excuse. See, brothers with more than one wife be having problems. Some of you niggas with one wife be having nightmares going on in your homes. Up there front and see me and my one wife, we do good together, we serving the Most High. Forgot, Negro. Yo, with these women be talking. And, I don't care to know people's business or put them out there like that, but stop running your damn mouth talking about only brothers with more than one wife have problems. Some of you in monogamous relationships, your household is Satan, and you only got one wife. Okay? So don't try to use that garbage, man. Because I know plenty of brothers and sisters. There's a one-wife relationship, and it's horrible as hell. They need all kinds of counseling. It's all over the damn place, and they got demons in their household. Okay? It don't have nothing to do with because you have more than one wife. Problems is problems. So don't do that. Don't take the Most High word and twist it because your woman got a jealous spirit on her. Okay? And y'all know H.O.I. We don't promote more than one wife every second. Y'all don't see us doing 100 videos about that. But don't change the Most High's doctrine. That's all we saying. A lot of brothers in here got one wife. Some brothers don't want another second wife. I'm good with one. But don't change the Lord doctrine because your woman is jealous, man. Don't do that. Right, go, brother.
And I remember when I first came in, and people was like, "Oh, yo, yeah, you an Israelite?" I said, "Yeah." Like, "Oh, man, yeah, you an Israelite. Y'all allowed to, yeah, y'all be having more than one woman." And this is what I would tell people. I'm like, look here. If you want more than one wife, it's an option. If you good with just one, that's an option as well. This is what I say. I say, balance it out. Polygyny is accepted, but not required.
Right, exactly.
So that's when I first came in, that's the first and only thing people ever heard about Israelites. Ooh, y'all allowed to have more than one wife. But I'm like, no, it's an option, not a necessity.
Con, and listen, a man, look, man, get yourself together before you get one wife. Right. Con, don't even think about that, man. Right? And these sisters that come in and they've been in the damn truth 30 days. I remember when I was doing the Thursday night calls every week they're asking the same question. Well, brother, what is this about a man can have more than one wife? Sister, break down the damn Passover to me. You know what I'm saying? Break down the damn new moon to me. What are you worried about a man having more than one wife? And you know what? A lot of times women like that, they're not going to last because they're looking for a husband and they're looking for a man they can control. Right? That's it. With your 30 damn days in the truth, and every week you're asking about a man having more than one wife. Right? Ask about the laws, sister. Ask about the unclean laws. Learn about Leviticus 20. Learn about the feast days to teach the children about. Why the hell you so stuck on a man having more than one wife? And you don't know a damn thing about this truth yet. Con? That's a red flag. You're in here for a man. You're not in here for the Most High H.O.I. And you're in for a man in hopes that you will have that man to yourself so you can control him. Con? Israel got to stop this nonsense, man. Come in this thing and be sincere. You as a woman, get yourself together before you get a husband. When you worried about a man having more than one wife, you only been in the truth 30 damn days. You need more time to get yourself to learn how to be a good Israelite wife. So sit the hell down and learn some scriptures first. Before every week you're asking about, is there another wife? Damn, sister, do you have another question? You know what I'm saying? That's all you concerned about. Good? Yeah, man. So Israel got to get in the right perspective. And y'all brothers know in H.O.I. we teach, man, get yourself together before you even seek one wife. Okay? Because a lot of times what's going to happen? You ain't ready, and that marriage going to fall by the wayside. Okay? Because you ain't ready. You ain't get yourself precept up, right? You ain't get disciplined. You ain't get in order. Right? So get yourself, let the Most High call you and work on you, and then you're ready to be that good Israelite husband. Okay? Go sit down somewhere, man. Got brothers then 6 months in the truth. And man, yeah, brother, I got my second rib. Now, nigga, go sit the hell down somewhere, man. Brother, you don't even know. You ain't even get yourself together good yet, brother. You ain't been in the camp long enough. You ain't been out there and experienced spiritual warfare talking about you working on your second wife. You know, I get that a lot from individualites, too. You know what I'm saying? Brothers inbox me. Priest Sabak, Elder Sabak. You know, I've been in the truth for like a year now, and I'm working on my second wife. And yo, I don't even know you, dude. Who are you? Talking about it, I'm working on my second wife. I don't know you. What works have you put in? Where you been? But you learn a man can have more than one wife. And brothers talk casual. Yeah, you know, Elder, because I'm working on my second wife. I don't even know you, dude. Who are you? What work you done put in for Israel? What precept you know? What laws you know? You talking about, yeah, working on my second wife. I don't know you, dude. Put in some work before you even get one wife. God? Shimmer my shot, y'all. All right, read on. And now back to our regular schedule programming. Right
before we get back to that, though, if you a single brother and you come into the truth, if you single if you come in with a family, then okay, well, yeah, you still got your family. But if you a single brother when you come into the truth, I personally recommend not even thinking about that for at least a year.
Okay. At least. You know, at least, man. Brothers, get yourself. When the Most High bring you into this truth, He's calling you in here to make you a new creature. So give yourself time, man, and get yourself together. Give yourself time to focus, to study, to build. Because a lot of times, man, that relationship can be a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Then Satan uses a lot of these women to pull you off the zone. Yep. All right, so be careful like him. That's all we're saying. Okay? Shalom, brother. I see you out there in the camps. Sis, I'm just getting myself together. We could talk, be friends for a while, but I'm getting myself right first, sister. Okay? Right? You don't walk for that, man. Right?
But
yeah.
That year thing, we tell brothers all that never works, man.
Right.
As soon as they see a sister they like, they don't,
right.
That year thing. I mean, we tell them, but they, you know.
Yeah, and then we know a lot of brothers be secretly talking to sisters.
Yeah, they secretly talk to them.
Yo, the elders ain't got to know our business.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet you want us to know your business when she's a demon.
They ready to tell all the business then.
Damn, I didn't even know you was courting her. Yeah, brother, I got elder. Me and this rib need counseling. Brother, we didn't even know. Literally. Maybe we could have counseled you and said, brother, nah, that sister need more time to grow before you caught her, brother. Oh, the elders cock blocking, the elders hating, right? I'm not hating. I'm saving you from a sister that ain't really in the right spirit yet. She ain't ready to be a wife yet. Because remember, a lot of times we observe the people, and all our wisdom and experience in years, we see more than the congregation realize a lot of times. We don't always say nothing, but we see it. We spiritual men. You know what I'm saying? So you might be a brother that's laid back, humble, soft-spirited. Don't make you weak. You just the woman she's a little more feisty. So we know she's going to try to control you, huh? I don't think you should do it. That sister need a brother that's a little bit more strong-headed, that's going to check her and put her in line. This brother's more laid back. He need a wife that's more calm and laid back like him. Con? Nah, brother, that sister's kind of feisty. I don't know. Unless you're going to get a different spirit on you when you're dealing with her, I don't think she's good for you. You're going to be arguing with her because she look like she trying to control. Yeah. You know, we might could counsel you and save you from like a demon, man. The elders ain't got to know my business. What they got to know for? But I bet you we going to get the damn call when the problem starts.
They want some for Bob.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Con.
Yeah, man. Men might want you to make the rib become their wife. Elder, we've been courting for a year, Elder. He won't give it up. You know what I'm saying? Well, I can't make the woman open her damn legs, man. And why you rushing anyway? Maybe she was taking her time, so she want to do it right. Right? So there's a lot of chambers in this thing, man, Con. I know we having a little fun with it, but this is real stuff. Con? So, you know.
Burn, Elder. Let some man burn.
Right. We don't want to be in all them brothers' business, man, but you interested in a sister or something, man, come and seek counseling. Or at least let the leaders know, all right, you and the sister talking, we give y'all a blessing, we'll counsel y'all along the way. You know, hopefully everything work out, Con? But then, as soon as the problems come, now you're going to want counseling. Brothers ain't even know you was, y'all grown, ain't nobody with you 24 hours a day. Just because we the leaders, we ain't got a damn secret camera all over the world watching every member of the body. A lot of times we don't know what you're doing. But then when the problems come, now you want to call for a counsel. Yeah, we had a situation where a sister ended up pregnant. Had no idea the brother and the sister was together. Now, we get on the phone, there's a big hoopla. I didn't even know. I didn't even know y'all was dealing with each other. Okay? This is what goes on. Elders ain't got to be in our business. I don't give a damn about your business, but at least let us guide you. Let us counsel you and guide you. We can give you that wisdom and experience, bruh. Take your time. Whatever. Ain't nobody hating or care who you want to be with. If you do it right, you're going to get our blessing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, do your thing. Right? Nah, brother, I was looking at her. You know what I'm saying? The elders get first dibs. You know what I'm saying?
Is the baby born yet?
Right. Huh?
Is the baby born yet?
Yeah.
It narrows down to who it may be.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Nah, y'all couldn't figure it out to save y'all soul. Y'all couldn't figure out. H.O.I is bigger than what y'all think. Y'all couldn't figure out. Well, the woman is not even in H.O.I no more. But, you know, it happens, Hakim. Con? So keep everything in order. But that's about it. We to the first fruits being Israel. And that was about it. Any questions, comments? Anybody want to bring out anything in closing? We know it's kind of late, but thank the Most High. It's the weekend. We can have a little chance to fellowship amongst our brethren and get into the spirit
regarding
of the Mashiach. Huh?
The clique, right? You mentioned, brothers, sometimes we get in a camp and then they form a clique amongst certain brothers that they're always with. The reason I'm asking this question, the question is, how do you prevent that? I asked that because less than 2 years ago, that occurred in H.O.I. and 3 thorough brothers left, and I've seen 2 of them out in the world. They're not even in the truth. And I'm still upset with the person that kind of guided them away over nonsense. But look what you did with these brothers. They was trying to get their lives together out of you being upset with another brother in H.O.I. You snatched them away, and now they out wandering in the wilderness. So how do you avoid that?
Well, a lot of times, go to Jude 4. A lot of times it's hard to avoid that because that comes with the territory. We still under them curses. We still got ego, pride, jealousy, competition. I want to be the head nigga in charge. This nigga don't know what he doing. Brothers get offended, and then it's hard to win the brother back over because he's offended now. So sometimes you can't even avoid it. It kind of comes with the territory. But I'm gonna show you that, but then I'm gonna show you one way to avoid it. Go to Jude 3.
Jude 3?
3 or 4.
Huh? Start at 3. Jude 3 is only one chapter. Get the 3rd verse. Yeah. God.
Jude chapter 1 verse 3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort.
And to encourage you. Go ahead.
You that ye should earnestly contend for the faith.
Now that's what we do when we go out there and teach. When y'all brothers go on Clubhouse, you set the different rooms against the doctrines, whatever. All right, we earnestly contend for the faith. Con? We defend the gospel. Right? You got to earnestly contend for this faith. Make a sincere, diligent effort to contend and fight for this faith. Con? On every level. Right? Go ahead.
Which was once delivered unto the saints.
Come on.
For there are certain men crept in unawares.
The Jews said there's going to be certain men crept in unawares. You think brothers is brothers when they come in. Con? And what do? You treat them as brothers. You give them the benefit of the doubt. What is one of the fruits of the Spirit? Long-suffering. So you long-suffering with a brother. You might see things about a brother, but you like, I'm going to pray for him. You know what I'm saying? And you genuinely love a brother and want to see better for him. But some men going to come in with an agenda. Or some brothers going to start off good and Satan going to get in their head. Con? So, but Jews said it's going to be certain men crept in unawares. Come on.
Who were before of old ordained to this condemnation.
Some of them, brother, you said you seen brothers back out in the world. Guess what? Some of them might have been ordained to that condemnation. And what happened with those brothers is a lesson for us to look forward when other brothers try it. Con? Now we see that so we can nip it in the bud right away because we experienced it already. Those men were ordained to come in and do what they do so we can watch out for other men that try to do it. Con? Read on.
Ungodly men.
What did the Lord say?
Ungodly men.
These were never men of the Most High. These were ungodly men. Right? They crept in unawares. You thought they was brothers. Right? But they were snakes in the grass. Con? That's so. But you thought they was brothers. God.
Turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness.
The Lord said they turned the grace of Yahweh into lasciviousness, untamed the lust. All right, so brothers start teaching. Show me a scripture where we can't smoke cigarettes. Yep. Remember that? Yeah. Monday night calls. Can anyone say? Right? Show me a scripture where we can't smoke cigarettes. Right? No, brother, you want to smoke cigarettes, and now you're going to turn the grace of Yahweh into lasciviousness. Right. All right, come on.
And denying the only Lord God and our Lord H.O.I.
Right, those are not men of the Most High Yahweh. Right, but it said they was ordained to this condemnation. They came in to play their part. So now if you see certain behaviors amongst other men, you nip it right in the bud. That's one way to avoid that happening. When you see it again, you shut it down immediately. Okay? Right, go ahead.
I will therefore put you in remembrance.
Drop that. Go to Acts 20 and 28. Acts 20, I believe it's 28. Salakia, y'all, I'm really shooting from the hip tonight.
Go to Acts chapter 20, verse 28.
When everybody got it, say, Khan.
Take heed, therefore, unto yourselves.
Hold on, I still hear pages flipping. All right. Check this out, Akim. Acts 20 and 28. Bring it out.
Take heed, therefore, unto yourselves.
Take heed to yourselves. Come on.
And to all the flock.
And what?
And to all the flock.
You got to be paying attention to the flock. You got to be taking heed to yourself and watching the flock. Go ahead.
Over the which the Holy Ghost hath made.
And like Terah was bringing out earlier, somebody, the Most High, the Spirit going to put somebody in charge. It said the Holy Spirit took you and put you over the flock. It's some men that the Most High has ordained they just going to have to lead the nation. We can't just have chaos and everybody do what the hell they want to do. No order. Nobody want to get checked. You just a man like me. No. The Holy Spirit is going to ordain men to lead. Okay? Right, go ahead.
Over the which the Holy Ghost hath made you overseers.
Holy Spirit, go ahead.
To feed the church of God.
That's what is our job?
To feed the church of God.
That's the job of the overseers, is to feed the flock. Right, come on.
Which he hath purchased with his own blood.
Come on.
For I know this, that after my departing all shall grievous wolves.
Paul said, after my departing shall grievous wolves, come on.
Enter in among you.
Enter in among you. All right, a lot of times brothers do stuff when leadership is not around, when the elder or senior men are not around. They get into the ear of younger men, right? They seduce other brothers, right? They ain't going to try that when certain brothers are around because it's going to get shut down. They creep off. Paul said, after I leave, snake dudes going to come up in here, right? They ain't going to try that when I'm here, but they going to come in when I'm not around, okay? Right, go ahead. When the cat's away, the mice will play. Right, go ahead.
Not sparing the flock.
Not sparing the flock. They don't give a damn. They don't care about the body. This brother was so bitter, He rather see them brothers not with H.O.I. and in the world, rather than to see them brothers in the camp and being productive and doing this work. See that? Read that again.
20. For I know this, that after my departing, all shall grievous wolves enter into among you, not sparing the flock.
They don't give a damn about Israel, man. Not sparing the flock. Some brother, we have brothers in the camp. They rather see brothers. They was in brothers' ears so much, had a different doctrine. They rather see brothers go to another camp with a doctrine they don't even believe in, rather than to continue in being H.O.I. That's how much the jealousy and envy and hatred was so thick, man. It said they don't spare the flock. They don't give a damn about the body. They got their own agenda. Right? Come on.
Also of your own selves.
Also of your own selves. Right? Go ahead.
Shall men arise.
Shall men arise. Come on.
Speaking perverse things.
Speaking all kinds of perverse things. Speaking evil of the body. Coming up with doctrines. Right? Trying to make situations so they can cause a conflict. Right? Come on.
To draw away disciples.
To do what?
To draw away disciples after them.
Paul said, look, man, you're going to have men that's going to come in to cause confusion, to draw brothers away with them. So you got to look out for that. But the way to avoid it is to, when you see it, nip it in the bud. Okay? That's the best. Go to Romans 5. I think it is Romans 5, I believe it is. So like here, y'all, I'm in impromptu mode, but I think that's the precept.
Look, y'all, right, that's the key. Nip it in the bud, because you can't let it fester. Fester is going to destroy the foundation.
Okay. Remember Paul said a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
Yeah.
So the best way to avoid it is, because it's going to come. It's going to be there. We are still under these curses as Black, Latino, Native American, Seminole, Indian men. We still got that pride. We got that competition. No nigga could tell me nothing, but the white man tell you what to do every day on the job. White man tell you what to do every day at the office. White man tell you what to do every day when he's a police officer. And your ass don't listen. He got ways to make you listen. So don't tell me about no nigga could tell you what to do. But that's the mentality amongst us a lot of time as Black and Latino men. Why am I saying Black and Latino men? Because when you're like that, that's what you are. You're not a Hebrew Israelite following Yahweh. You are Black and Latino. Okay? Because that's how you acting. Right? Go ahead.
Romans 5, verse 1.
Yeah.
Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord, Hamashiach Yahushua.
Go ahead.
By whom also we have access by faith into this grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of God.
Go ahead.
And not only so, but we glory in tribulations.
In what?
But we glory in tribulations.
Come on.
Also knowing that tribulations worketh patience.
Worketh what?
Worketh patience.
Go ahead.
And patience, experience.
And work what?
Patience, experience.
Experience. See, we got experience with these things. So when we see them, you nip them in the bud. Or you deal with them. Maybe you could. Maybe a brother may have a evil mind frame, but you can get into his spirit and work on him, and a brother have regret and repent from his mind frame being like that, and be like, nah, I'm gonna stay down with the body and build and do this work. You can also reverse a brother's mind frame. Right? Go ahead.
Experience, hope, and hope maketh not ashamed.
Right. So hope. Experience. That's what I wanted. When you have experience, you can see these things and nip them in the bud. But sometimes it's just gonna happen, man. Sometimes you gotta count your losses and keep it moving. Sometimes brothers just want to do what they want to do, and you gotta let them fall by the wayside. In this kingdom, we don't control anybody. We don't control anybody. So if brothers want to split because of doctrine, if brothers really want to leave, but they don't know how to say it, so they going, oh, so I ain't like the way Sabal looked at me at Passover, and then they're going to keep that problem going with Sabal, and then eventually, oh, Sabal don't like me, so I don't want to be in H.O.I. no more. Right? Then they're going to be on Facebook inviting you to their genitals. All right, H.O.I. was never there for me. They can all, I ain't going to say it, but this is real posts going on. All right, invite you to their genitals. What, brother? I didn't even know we had a problem. Right? And a man of the Lord don't invite no man to his genitals. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is that, man? I'm like, bruh. And I hollered right at the brother when I saw the post. Bruh, I didn't even know we had a problem like that. I know you left the body, but it's like that, brother. Yo, I sent the brother my number immediately. Yo, holler at me, huh? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So you got these things. Remember, that's black and Latino and Native American men. That is not Hebrew Israelite men that have repented in Yahushua.
Because if you a Hebrew Israelite man repenting in Yahushua, if you got beef with a brother, what you're supposed to do is what we discussed in Matthew's earlier.
Right.
You and that brother talk about it, and then go from there.
And if you can't settle it, you come before the body, and we all try to settle it. Okay? Right. So these are ways we can combat that, but a lot of times, that's just part of the curses, man. You know, and men gonna come in, and some brothers start off good, but then demons get in their ear, and you know, one thing, it just leads to bad fruit being bad. So be real, be loyal, and you know, a lot of times other camps get in brothers' ears. You know what I'm saying? Brothers be jealous and envious and competing, and brothers feel like it's like that pimp and hoe spirit. I could take this nigga hoes. You know what I'm saying? No. So I'm the better pimp. God. Yeah, that's the kind of mentality it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I could take all these niggas, cause that's really when you do that. That's kind of how you looking at a brother, man. That nigga's he's a H.O.I. hoe. I could take his hoes. That's that pimp hoe mentality, y'all. And men get a rush out of that. Other camps, they compete with you and they get a rush out of that. I took your men. You know what I'm saying? I took your hoes. You know what I'm saying? Not calling any brothers hoes, of course. But you know, that's the mentality of that kind of man. You know what I'm saying? What are we, pimps on the hoe show? Right, nigga, get your own. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Go out there and bear your own fruit.
Right.
But brothers will see what you doing. You make this much progress, and brothers is envious of it. This much. You know what I'm saying? Or they got this much, and you got this much, but they still envious of your little bit that you got. They want theirs and they want to take yours. They don't want you to have nothing. So that happens a lot too. A lot of these brothers, a lot of people in general that left H.O.I, it was because other camps and people was in their ear too.
And other people in the same camp.
And other people from the body, yeah. And a lot of them now, they out there in the world. Because the spirit weeding them out. And a lot of times, when they like that, when they get evil and that evil spirit come on them, they might have been good brothers and sisters initially, but the Most High let that spirit take over them, and He weeded them out into the world. They don't even realize. They think they left the body. No, the Most High got rid of you. You know what I'm saying? So, and what do? We keep it right on pushing. Whether it's 50 of us in here or 5, the work keep going. The other 45, you want to listen to another camp and let them get in your ear and seduce you, and now you got... Oh, them Hamites on Instagram is relentless, Sock. They're relentless, Sock. And on Clubhouse. And on Clubhouse. Yeah. All right, so what was reading? We done with that? The sure ship. Oh, he asked a question. That's answer your question? Yeah. Everybody understand? Right, yeah, Khan.
What I was going to say is like when you sign your mortgage and you get a call on, it's like a surety. It's like you're taking somebody else's debt. Exactly.
You
don't really own that thing.
Right.
You promise to pay their debts for it.
Right. You taking on the debt of a stranger. You know what I'm saying? You taking on someone else's debt, man. Or you taking a pledge. You taking a pledge for somebody else. I don't want your debt. Okay? So that's why a lot of people will be like, yo, even people don't like to use credit cards, right? People don't like to use credit cards. They'll say, look, I'm gonna pay in straight up cash. And that's it. Once I pay, I'm done. It's mine. I don't want to have no debt. I don't want to owe nobody nothing. Okay? So that's what that scripture is going into. Or remember it has layers. 2, 3, and 4 folds. So we're going into the layers of pledging, having debts, making promises to people that you can't keep. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you can put that cable bill in my name. I'm gonna pay it every month for you. Now you done took on a debt you know you can't pay. You know what I'm saying? Like Jake do trick on these women. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, boy, I got you. Boy, I got all your bills. He say whatever in the beginning to get that, And 6 months later, man, this nigga is broke as hell. He ain't paying my bills. She on the phone. I gave it up to him for nothing. I thought he was going to ball out on me. See? Because Eve fell for that slick talking Jake. I'm going to take... No, ma. Fronting in his man Benz. You know what I'm saying? You know I got you, ma. Yo, son, let me hold the Benz to take this shorty out. Let me take this shorty. Let me hold the Benz, son. You know what I'm saying? She see the Benz. Yo, ma, I got you. See how a nigga rolling. See how a nigga rolling. I got you, ma. Just be with me. Nigga gonna take good care of you, ma. He fall for it. You know what I'm saying? Jake know damn well that's his man's Benz. Nigga, you work at Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's an honest job. But you don't have it like that to ball out on Eve. But you want that nookie, so you gonna promise her anything. Right? So there you go. So don't be surety for nobody, man. Don't put yourself in a jam promising somebody else you're gonna take care of something for them, right? Because then that person they gonna be like, yo, what's up? Keep your word. Kind? Yeah, man. I done been there, done that. Credit cards in my name, cell phones in their name, cable bill in my name. I've been there, all that. Been there, done that, man. Rental cars, yeah, all that. Get your credit all jacked up, your everything, all bank account jacked up, all that. Been there, done that, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, if I'm going to give it to you, I'm going to give it to you, huh? Don't do that. Don't even worry about it. If you want to give it back, I'll take it, but don't even worry about it. Most High bless me is yours. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Khan? So that's it on that, Akim. Much love in Yahweh Shai, Kwame Yashala. Hallelujah. Ashar, Ra'ash, Payam. Happy Feast of Firstfruits 2022. Salakia for the 99,000th time on the CP time, but I'll get it together one day. The lateness is like a curse that follows me, right? But there's always something, man. Yeah. So, Cindy? Okay, yeah. So, we're going to pray out. Hold up. We got to pray out. All right. Don't get too antsy. Any questions or comments? So, this is what it's about, Akim, the brotherhood, man. And, coming together in the spirit. And we got to regroup, Akim. It's been a little bumps and bruises, a little slackness going on. We got to regroup. Khan? We don't want to be like B.B. King, right? The thrill is gone. All right? No.
Wow.
No, there ain't no thrill is gone. Let's get back diligent, Akim. Khan? Stop the slackness, the non-communication, popping up the camp and feast days whenever. Let's cut that out and get back diligent. Khan? Come here, Shalom. We got love for the brotherhood. We're not perfect. There's a problem. Come talk to us. We can work it out. Khan? We got too much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's too late in the game. Let's just get down to business, man. Let's get the folly out the way and let's get down to business. Khan? By Shema Mashiach. Come here, All right, so imagine we're upon your Jerusalem.
Which way is he?
Stand and face Jerusalem.
Somebody should carry a compass.
There ain't been on enough feast days here, brother, to know where east is at. All right, pray out. For the sake of time, we just going to all do the anointing prayer together. Hallelujah.
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 Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Raknawa.
Raknawa.
Mashallah.
Mashallah.
Wahabiyah Sapaya.
Sapaya.
Shema.
Shema.
Yashirallah.
Yashirallah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Hayana.
Allah Hayana.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shema.
Shema.
Yashirallah.
Yashirallah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Hayana.
Allah Hayana.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shema.
Shema.
Yashirallah.
Yashirallah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Hayana.
Allah Hayana.
Yahweh. Shema.
Shema.
Yashirallah.
Yashirallah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Hayana.
Allah Hayana.
Yahweh. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, power, Yahweh is one. Deuteronomy 6, verse 4. Creed of Israel. Hallelujah.
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 Blessed O Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, please watch over Israel throughout the four corners of the earth, Most High. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, the water of mud. Hallelujah.
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 Yabaraki Yahweh.
Yabaraki Yahweh.
Shemaka. Al Yahweh. Ben Yahweh.
Ben Yahweh.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Khanka.
Khanka.
Sha'al Yahweh.
Sha'al Yahweh.
Ben Yahweh.
Ben Yahweh.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Shemlaka.
Shemlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Kushah.
Kushah.
Shemai.
Shemai.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Aita.
Aita.
Shalak.
Shalak.
Like Allah.
Like Allah.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
La.
La.
Shema'el.
Shema'el.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapar.
Rapar.
Azar.
Azar.
Magun.
Magun.
Nazak.
Nazak.
Taziyah.
Taziyah.
Wawa.
Wawa.
Yashala.
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 Wa.
Wa.
Ko.
Ko.
Akim.
Akim.
Ko.
Ko.
Akwafim.
Akwafim.
Ko.
Ko.
Bunyum.
Bunyum.
Yashala.
Yashala.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
Yah.
Yah.
Lawalam.
Lawalam.
Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Blessing of the food and the drink. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Kushah.
Kushah.
Barak.
Barak.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Ma'akal.
Ma'akal.
Wa.
Wa.
Shita.
Shita.
Wa.
Wa.
Yayan.
Yayan.
Wa.
Wa.
Kazak.
Kazak.
Shita.
Shita.
Kushah.
Kushah.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
Yah.
Yah.
Awalam.
Awalam.
Hallelujah.
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 Blessing of the first fruits, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Kushah.
Kushah.
Barak.
Barak.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Kag.
Kag.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Payam.
Payam.
Wa.
Wa.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Wa.
Wa.
Kag.
Kag.
Ko.
Ko.
Kagyam.
Kagyam.
Kushah.
Kushah.
Barak.
Barak.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Rum.
Rum.
Yawum.
Yawum.
Kushah.
Kushah.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
From Yah.
From Yah.
Awalam.
Awalam.
Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Blessed O Most High Yahweh B'Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. Please bless the feast of first fruits, Most High. Please bless the meal that we're about to receive. Let it nourish our body for our physical development to continue to serve you and work on this earth. Bless us, Lord, spiritually and mentally also. Uplift us, give us your holy righteous kingdom. Bring down east on the nations and uplift Israel forever and ever. B'Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. The water, the Yah, and the Lam. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Akim Amajim Shabbat. Men of Israel, Akim Yasha'Allah. Nice strong salute. Amajim. Barak. Yahaba Shim Yahushua Brakathum. Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Who got next?
We got next.
Who got next?
We got next.
Who got next?
We got next.
For how long?
Forever.
For how long?
Forever.
For how long?
Forever.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
How?
By Shema Mashiach Yahushai.
How?
By Shema Mashiach Yahushai.
Damn it, how?
By Shema Mashiach Yahushai.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame
H.O.I.
H.O.I.
To the chariots fly.
To the chariots fly.
H.O.I.
H.O.I.
To the chariots fly.
To the chariots fly.
H.O.I.
H.O.I.
To the chariots fly.
To the chariots fly.
Don't scream it.
Don't scream it.
If you don't mean it.
If you don't mean it.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shalom. Kwame Shalom. Akim, no, it's late, but eat, drink, be merry. Saturday night, first fruits.
Gentlemen,
Enjoy the
so
feast.
We're gonna have order.
Bye,
We're
Shema.
gonna feed the elders.
Hold on.
Can I finish?
Yeah. Eat, drink, be merry. You know, it's a lot of food. If you want to take some, we're not gonna look at you like you're greedy. Do your thing, and enjoy the first fruits. Kind. Remember, man, we're a body. Things gonna happen. Let's regroup, man. Get this thing in order. Continue doing this good work. Kind. I know something went on earlier. We won't even deal with that right now. We're in the midst of the feast. Kind. So we're not even gonna deal with that. Is what it is. A couple of brothers and sisters MIA. So we need to regroup. New York, New Jersey, and all the cities. Kind. The spirit in the air. Satan trying to cause division. We see what it is. Got some crazy news this week, you know, but we're not gonna put nobody business out there. You know, me and Elder Terah had to deal with an issue. Satan is busy. You know, Satan is busy, Akim. So let's regroup, get down to business, and get this work done. Kan? Kwame Shalom. Ashar. Ra'ash. Payam. Happy First Fruits 2022. Kwame Shalom. All right, and we love our sisters, but it's spiritual. It's all the brothers in the building tonight. Kwame Shalom. Tell the sister to message me. I'll give her a cash app. Shalom Israel, all praises to the Most High Yahweh Shai. I hope you enjoyed the Feast of First Fruits, the lesson. If you learned one thing, we've done our job tonight. All praises to Yahweh Shai. Ashar Ra'ash Payam. Happy First Fruits 2022 from H.O.I, New York, New Jersey. The whole body of H.O.I and all the brothers and sisters in Yahweh Shai forever and ever. Amen. Kwame Shalom. Shalom.